Welcome to Eagles Kickoff Live. I am Gail Saunders. It is Dallas week. I'm excited. I wasn't excited a couple of days ago, but gentlemen, I'm something happened. Something happened overnight. I woke up feeling a certain way. I was like, Jalen Hurts has an opportunity to kind of right the ship for the season. You know what I mean? Like, He has a perfect opportunity if they win out, or should I say win? Speaking into this. They have a perfect opportunity to get into the playoff, and not that I wanted to get in the playoffs weeks ago, but if there's this new found energy, if this team has finally got the present that wasn't the perfect present, but it was the present that we needed at this very given time. I mean, Jalen Hurts has been balling. He's been balling. I think I'm excited to see his game progress. Every week that I've seen him play, he's exceeded expectations for me. Something I like from his game, I think his confidence, his poise has been amazing. I think he's actually started to inspire some of his players across the way. So other than that, I think it's Dallas week. I think I have a newfound energy for this football team. I'm excited to see what we're going to see today. There's just something else I'm excited to see. Yeah.
Like what?
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me in the Fourth and John studios. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. You see, today we're going to be shooting ourselves a porno. The featured stars of today's feature film will be the young stud Jalen Hurts. He's going to be going up against 11 sad and defeated men. And, of course, it wouldn't be a porno nowadays without some humiliation. We're going to have the old, helpless Jerry Jones watching from the press box. He's going to be watching his team. He's going to have nothing he's going to be able to do about it. They're going to be getting destroyed by our young stud. And this is what I'm looking forward to today. This is what I'm looking forward to, making some magic happen. Boys, it's Dallas week. How are we feeling?
Wow. That's man. What sparked this mustache this morning?
Well, you see, the beard has been getting absolutely out of control. I was on Jimmy's show a couple weeks ago. I was complaining about how the beard was just too much. And then, with the holidays and everybody, we're not going anywhere. We're all just staying to ourselves. Why not have a little bit of fun with it? I decided to rock the mustache for Christmas. And, I decided this morning, it just hit me like an epiphany. I was like, you know what? Today would be a beautiful day to shoot a porno. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
How are you guys feeling today, Jimmy and Chris?
Feeling great. Just want to start off by saying Dallas sucks. And I love the mustache. So what better way to go out and fuck the Cowboys than with a beautiful mustache like that? Love it.
We're on the same page, man.
Yep, love it. So I'm pumped up today. Like you said, it's Dallas week. So, I'm excited. Jalen Hurts has brought that excitement back. We see a little bit of heart from this team. So I'm feeling good today, baby. Let's go beat those Cowboys.
Yeah, boys, I'm feeling good. It's Dallas week. Eagles legends are made every matchup against Dallas. People still talk about Brandon Boykin. We talk about the goal line stop against Emmitt Smith. This is what it's all about. Like, you got to humiliate these guys. You can end their season, and you can honestly propel us right into the playoffs. Dwayne Haskins holds our faith over in Washington. So, Eagles, huge day. Deshaun Jackson's back, maybe a little bit of energy. We'll see. But regardless, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a big day against this defense, and go Birds.
What's up, Soko? Welcome to the show, my guy.
What's up, fellas? How's everybody feeling this morning? I see Hollywood's feeling good already.
I'm
Hollywood
feeling
Holmes up there. Hollywood Holmes is what I'm referring to you. Like John.
Soko, when you woke up this morning, how did you catch a vibe, or were you feeling this vibe all week?
See, I've been feeling the juice since yesterday, I think, was whenever it really hit me. I'm like, damn, this is Dallas week. Like, it doesn't really feel like a typical Dallas week, but I woke up this morning super excited, super energetic because of kind of what you guys were saying, like the division's on the line and it's Cowboys week. Like, Washington's down right now 14-0 in the first quarter. So obviously our fate is in our own hands, and it's in Jalen Hurts' hands right now. So I'm really excited. I got the the juice flowing this morning.
Speaking of juice, I think you got the fantasy juice as well. Shout out to Jeremy up in the chat. He said, shout out to Soko, fantasy football guru. I appreciate the help.
Hell yeah.
Of course, man. I love doing it. I put it on the timeline yesterday, but man, there's nothing better than the fantasy community. Like it's been fantastic, and to grow and interact with you guys throughout the season. So Jeremy, I do appreciate you trusting me with your season on the line and everything. So thank you.
So
Great.
good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say great stuff from Soko all year on the fantasy stuff. But if you could have pulled a Tanya Harding on Alvin Kamara for me, it would have been great because my championship looks like it's fading in the wind. But great
Mine as
stuff
well.
here, bro.
6 tutties, man. 6 tutties.
Mine as
That
well.
was
I
unreal.
mean, who's the last to do that? Was like Yale Sayers that did that?
They said it was like 90. I thought they said it was 90-something years. Since the last time someone scored 6 touchdowns.
You tried Gale Sayers.
But anyway, I mean, the vibe is fuck the Dallas Cowgirls. Fuck Dallas. Shout out to Malcolm. Shout out to Mark. Mark says, end their season on their field. It doesn't get much better than that. I think that would be amazing. And talk about Jalen Hurts, who's been a guy that the Cowboys have been looking at. You could tell that he's the kind of player they had on their radar. The Sith Lord himself, with a comment about Jalen Hurts and what he thought of him. I thought it was pretty interesting. You have to admire what he's doing, Jones said. He's just amazing. What he's doing as a rookie, just stepping right in. The things you hear, he's got a ton of respect on that team. He's a hard worker. To some degree, he reminds you, pause, big pause. I'm not going to go as far as to say all the details of his skills, but his leadership, competitiveness, and success he's having quickly reminds me a lot of our guy, Dak. And this is just what I'm seeing from afar. So it's unfair for me to judge. He certainly competed his tail off last Sunday against a really good Arizona Cardinals football team. How do you guys feel about that comparison?
To be honest, it's almost Jerry Jones is such bad juju. I don't want him anywhere near my football team. Like hearing him saying something positive like that about Jalen Hurts, even though it's positive, I don't want to hear him talking about my guy. I don't want him anywhere near him. I don't want to see them on the field talking to each other. Jerry Jones is bad juju, and all he wants, he's the Dallas Cowboys owner. All he wants is for us to fail. And so, while I appreciate the kind words and everything, just stay the hell away from my guys.
Well, he's not going to have to wait long. He talks about watching from afar. He's going to get an up close and personal feeling. Hollywood Holmes up here, like you said, it's going to be a straight effing today. I think we're going to have a nice beatdown. Merry Christmas, little late gift. I think the Cowboys defense is trash. They have a lot of players out. Look, Ezekiel Elliott, sure, we talk about stopping the run. We got to stop their receivers. That's all fine and dandy. At the end of the day, all I can think about all week is it's Dallas week. So it's time for an ass beating. That's truly what I'm feeling today. And let's go win this division. I know people want a draft pick, but screw your damn draft pick. I want to win.
Yeah, dude, we're back in contention. And like a couple weeks ago, it really felt like, I had been saying for the middle stretch of the entire year, I was like, this season's lost. There's really no way I don't think that we were good enough to win. But that was when, things were different. Carson Wentz was in control of this football team. And we've talked about that NQE ad nauseum and just what we've seen differently from this football team. All of a sudden, it feels like we could really make that playoff push. And to be honest with you, I think everybody is on the same page. We're excited to see them do that. There's a lot less people now that are talking about, save the draft position. I think the conversation's shifting back into we want to see Jalen Hurts perform.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Evan on this one as well. Like, you guys know as much as anybody. I'm a draft guy, but I don't care. I'm ready to see us, week 17 for that division against Washington. Mm-hmm. We need that revenge from that 27-17 game in week 1. Like, let's make this, higher stakes. Let's go ahead and make this for a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Luke Stanfield.
Yeah, shout out to Luke bringing in the green vibes.
How you doing, man?
What up?
Staying on par for the course with the brand here. We have Kelly Green. How did you wake up this morning? When you woke up this morning, what was the vibe?
I woke up this morning, I had an everything bagel with cream cheese and pork roll.
Good vibes to start.
That's good vibes.
nice and greasy. I doubled down, and I'm ready to go. I think the Birds win by 30. I think they win by 30.
Oh, wow.
I think they win by 30, and it sets the tone for the next 5 years against Dallas. I think the Birds win by 30. That's all I got.
See? The energy's here, baby. I'm loving it. I love coming in here and you guys getting pumped up because this has been a hard season, right? So I love having Luke, Soko, everybody. I know and this is our job for you guys. We're trying to put out the whole draft stuff and all that great stuff. But look, when it comes to Sundays, we talk about it. It's all about the Birds. So I'm pumped, baby.
I mean, I think there's like this renewed energy, and you have a certain kind of confidence going into watching these games the last couple of weeks. You're talking about the play from Jalen Hurts has been, I'm not gonna say amazing. It's been great.
It's been vastly improved from what we've had.
Right. I think it's been great. I think he's balled out. I think he's given a whole new meaning. I'm gonna say for the season. Like as weird as it has been over the last couple. We're talking about months. How weird has it been? This offense has been like I mean, every time you're watching a game for the last couple months, it's been like, dude, are we going to score points? Can we throw the ball downfield? We're getting like him outside the pocket. We're getting balls downfield. What was that? He's got 10 passes of 20 yards or more, and that's the most that we've had all season. More than Carson.
I mean, it seems like to me that he's been hitting that deep ball a little bit more consistently than Carson Wentz has been hitting this year. I mean, Carson Wentz has had the deep ball in previous years, but I mean, it's no secret that Carson's just been off through and through throughout the entire year. Jalen Hurts, though, has been hitting those bread baskets, man. He really has. He's been hitting his receivers in stride. That's something that, Carson Wentz has been sailing his receivers this year. And I think that just that chemistry that he has with the younger guys. I know that Jalen Hurts was working. I know he's working with DeSean Jackson. I know he's working with Rager. And I know he's putting in the work to just build up that chemistry and the timing between his young receivers. And it's paying off.
Now let's play Coach Peterson. If we were Coach Peterson, we want the acting skills to come out. What are you saying to Jalen Hurts before the game? I'm going to go with Chris Malley. Talk to your quarterback. What are you saying to Jalen Hurts right now?
All right, Jalen. This is your first matchup against Dallas. This means a lot to the city, and it should mean a lot to you. This sets the tone for your legacy and the next 4+ years that you're going to be wearing Eagles midnight green. You beat Dallas. The fans love you. You don't have to pay for a meal. You don't have to pay for a beer. You don't have to pay for a fucking lap dance. You can do whatever you want in the city of Philadelphia as long as you beat Dallas. Even Evan Hollywood Hearn might even give you a dance. But the big thing is you got your weapons. You got DeSean Jackson. You got Miles Sanders. You got everyone out there. It goes go be great today. Don't do anything more than you have to. Just be yourself. And maybe Jerry Jones has a heart attack after you beat him 50-4.
Oh,
Luke, what are you telling Coach Luke? What are you telling Jalen Hurts before the game right now?
Well, I'm saying to him, it's just as important to you as it is everyone else because you're a Texas kid, right? So you
should talk to him. He's to your left, dude. You're talking about
wait,
right, other way. There you go.
All right, listen. I'm going to even give him a little whisper because I don't want everyone to hear it. Go fucking win the game and make everybody happy for once, okay? We really need this one. If we want a chance to make the playoffs, we really, really need this one. You need it as much as I do. I want my job, and I feel like it kind of has some type of I don't know. I'm losing my train of fucking, but we need this really bad to go. Please just fucking ball out.
Jimmy, what are you saying? Coach Jimmy, giving Jalen Hurts the speech before Dallas week. What is this like?
Well, you need to go out, be yourself. You need to essentially just bring that same confidence, that same energy you've been bringing. So be yourself would be my message to him. I think that, this kid's going to come out today. We questioned if he could throw the ball last week. I think go out, show these people you can not only run the ball, throw the ball. And I think we're going to see a lot of bombs. Chris mentioned DeSean Jackson being back, Rager, Watkins maybe getting sprinkled in there. So let's go, baby. Jalen Hurts, do your thing, be yourself. And I like what Luke said. It's not just a big game for him. This is a chance for him, as Chris mentioned, put the city on his back. All these guys rally behind him, and something's different, and it's him. The energy these past couple weeks has been fantastic. Everybody watching at home knows that it's been exciting as hell to watch the Eagles. So Jalen Hurts, be yourself, go beat those damn Cowboys, and go Birds!
Wow, look at that. That's what we needed, man. It's Dallas week, man. Shout out to another person who's in Texas. This freaky over here, Stephen Michael Puga.
Yep.
Will be joining the show. He's got a new haircut that he wants to show off when he's ready at his own time. I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot of lady friends who are, giving him love at this moment. But I know some fans are going to the Eagles game down in Dallas. Would you risk life to go watch the Cowboys Eagles play if it was up to you?
This question has been thrown out a few times this year, just talking about would you be willing to go to the game with COVID going around and all that. The one situation where I think I'm willing to put my life on the line is the Dallas Cowboys game. If we're going down, and especially with the implications that we have going on here, I wish that we had a little bit more leverage in this whole situation with the division. If this were a game where we were sitting here and if we win this game, we end up winning the division in Dallas. Oh my God, man! I would buy a ticket and a plane ticket right now just to head my way down there. But it's kind of a tall ask right now. It's 1:48 where I'm sitting, and I don't think there's any flights that are going to make me to the game on time. So I would probably do it if the implications were right.
I'm immunocompromised, so my health is not good. I can't be anywhere. I would happily put my life on the line to go to the Dallas Cowboys game. Mm-hmm. Fuck the Cowboys.
Mark. I think you give me a nosebleed, I might go to this game because I've never been there. Also, I still need to get down there. But what about? I know Chris has already risked his life. He's put his life on the line for Eagles games.
Yeah, he was at a game this year, Christopher.
Hey, 2-0, boys. 2-0. I was at the last Dallas game, and I was at the Giants game. I mean, to be honest, I've never felt more safe just because there's no one remotely close to you. I probably was there's no one at the link. It was kind of weird, honestly, and security was super weird. You were not near anyone. But yeah, just to go there and laugh at Cowboys fans in their face and just tell them that they suck and that they don't deserve to live, that's worth it. So yeah, I'd risk my health. I hate the Cowboys so much. I mean, I last time I bought my phone, I was at Best Buy. The guy selling me the phone had a Dallas Cowboys hat. I told him to fuck himself and I left. And I went to the store. I don't like the Cowboys. They always talk shit. They come out of the fucking out of the sewers just to talk, and they wait until something decent happens to them. They still talk about the 90s. They're brutal. They suck.
Now, shout out
Chris?
to Joe. He says he
feel better, man.
For COVID this past week. Hope you're doing all right, man. And I hope you're in there. But it's real out there, guys. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, keep your family safe. Still root on these Birds, man. But you can do it from the couch, or you can live. I'm trying to think who's from Eagles Twitter. Someone's going to the game. I can't remember who it was.
Someone's going down there?
I'm trying to remember who put it on the timeline recently. I'm like,
do you guys put anything into, because we talked about earlier this year, and granted, there was the Wentz game versus Green Bay in years past where he balled out and we ended up winning that game unexpectedly. Do you think, my comment got taken down? Do you think that there's anything to playing in front of your hometown, in front of your home state? Hurts is from Texas. Do you expect him to be playing with some extra juice on top of it being Dallas week? I mean, because we thought about that with Carson, and if I'm correct, that's also the game he ended up getting pulled in. I mean, he's from the North Dakota. I think he grew up a Green Bay fan. Brett Favre was his favorite, or was he a Minnesota fan? I know Brett Favre was the favorite. Yeah, he grew up a Green Bay Packers fan. You would think that would give him the extra juice in that game to really ball out. Do you think that Hurts being from Texas, we see that kind of effect today?
Yeah, definitely. He's from Houston, so he's had to deal with the crosstown rivalry of Houston and Dallas his entire life. And then on top of that, he played his college ball in Oklahoma and Alabama, obviously, but his last season was with Oklahoma, so he had to deal with all of the Jerry World hype whenever he was in Oklahoma as well.
For sure.
So I don't think you have to say too much to Jalen Hurts to get hyped for this game. I think he's dealt with this his whole life, and I think he's prepared for it.
Exactly. I don't think it's necessary to give him anything more. He already has it. The dude you've heard throughout, the past couple of weeks from anyone to Miles Sanders, Doug Peterson, this kid is calm, cool, collective, confident, and he comes in. And I think, it is going to be in the back of his mind, though. Soko just mentioned he grew up a Houston Texans fan, actually. So he knows all about that Dallas hate, the crosstown rivalry. I love it. So I think he's going to bring a little added juice, though, but I don't think he needs it. I think he's seriously going to come out here and beat the living hell out of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome Brian, to the chat. Obviously, he's got a heated rivalry going on with his family at this moment. I'll say it again, his brother is a proud Cowboy fan. He's actually in the belly of the beast right now. He's in Cowboy Nation. Is that where you're at right now?
That's where I'm at. I'm in Cowboys Nation right now.
Prime. Do you have a taste tester? Don't trust those people, bro. Don't eat those hors d'oeuvres unless you see someone else eat it first.
This is all I'm sticking to.
Go man.
So how you feeling, man? When you woke up this morning, did you catch a vibe? Did you? I know your brother's probably been talking shit all week. I think it's these are family affairs that are going right now, and it's internal. But like,
yeah, I mean,
the timeline right now.
It's it's always an intense rivalry between me and my brother, but at the end of the day, it's nothing but love. We're here, just waiting patiently. We're watching the Giants do their job right now by losing. Washington, we were looking to see if Washington and Carolina were starting, but it looks like that one got flexed unless it was at 4:00 originally. I don't know. But we're just here, because he's stuck in his own world, and I know what we're all about. But at the end of the day, we're going to see what it's going to turn out to be. But he's already have it in his mind that they're division champs.
He's thinking division champs. Huh?
Yeah, bro. Listen, my brother is in his world. He's in his world.
Well, it's a perfect opportunity to get in the playoffs right now. Like you win out, and then the last game of the season. I mean, that's the perfect way to get in the playoffs. You guys have a good feeling that Washington might lose today?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
With Haskins starting, yes, absolutely.
They're already down.
Gary's not playing either. You know that.
Hey. It's all right. They're still going to lose, man. It's going to come down to next week, man. It's going to come down to next week. Puga hurts.
What's going on, fellas? How are you? It's game day. Dallas.
So
what's up?
On the street is that you got an album coming out?
Yes.
Eagles
look at that. I just thought I'd change it up a bit. I grew my hair out for about a year and a half, and the beard, and Evan's right, the beard was getting out of hand.
Yep.
The hair was getting out of hand, so I just thought I'd do something different. And I used to get designs on my hair when I was in high school, and I hadn't done it in like 10 years, so I thought it'd be time for a change, and why not go big Dallas week, right?
Puga, Hold on. Can I just say, Puga, I remember those days. I remember those days.
Puga, I just want to be the first to congratulate you on this album, bro. I'm a huge fan of track 3. That's Porta Potty Confessionals. It's one of my favorites. I've been pumping it all morning long. Yo, that's some good shit, bro.
Hey, I hope it gets you pretty jazzed up.
It does.
Yo, hey, Evan, can we just ask, are you going to come out with the album? Because the stash is on lock, bro.
What is that, a Dirk Diggler type deal going on?
If you were paying attention at the beginning of the show, I'm shooting a porno today. I'm shooting a porno. It's going to be, there's going to be 11 humiliated fans or 11 humiliated players out on the field today while the old helpless owner watches from his press box. That's the theme of today's porno. 4th and John Studios.
Yo, so the inspiration behind the smooth haircut of Puga from our QB1. QB1, you hear that? QB1.
Oh yeah,
it's a tight little fade there.
It is pretty tight.
The line work is from ex-barber.
What are we gonna do if Carson comes to practice next week with some cornrows?
I think he needs to, man. He needs to have some waves, get the do-rag flowing. I think it's only right. It's only right. You know, how do you match that? Like, does Carson Wentz go to practice and like, fuck, this dude's too swaggy.
He's just looking down at his Wranglers.
And go fucking tent some crap. I don't know, dude. So I mean, the talk of the town last week was Carson news. Is Carson going to leave? Are we? Did we die down on the feelings about Carson leaving? You think that story was kind of true? What is the possibility of Carson staying in Philly next year?
We doing this again? We doing this
why
again?
not? Why not?
Damn, I was in a good mood, man.
Well, I'm gonna say, like, this might help your mood a little bit, Prime. I was finding myself feeling a certain type of way this week. The thought that went through my mind is that, like, you know, this is kind of a small sample size that we've seen out of Jalen Hurts. Just to, like, he hasn't had a game where we went out there and he's absolutely just like a Pat Mahomes type game. He's had very good games. Don't get me wrong. But he hasn't been out there where it's been like one of those perfect, just, you know, doesn't miss a throw and just does everything right. He's done right things in his game, but, you know, there's obviously room for improvement. I just had that thought. Are we putting all of our eggs in one basket with Jalen Hurts? And it's going to be this decision is going to be tough. I understand Carson Wentz is going through a rough patch right now, but I think that we really need to put some weight into this thought and this conversation about what we're going to do moving forward.
Thank you.
Now, shout out to Marcus Walker. He said, you see the story on how Carson can be a 13 cap hit instead. Did you guys see that article?
Yeah, but it would be him. He would be giving. It was what was it, SB Nation, Soko?
SB Nation.
Yeah, it was saying like a Carson signed a check for $20 million and gave it to the Eagles. But it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he might be the type of dude that doesn't really care about the money, but at the same time, it's just like everyone, all the hypotheticals are like, well, Carson's going to do this with that, and like he doesn't want to play here that much. But I mean, like Adam Schefter cleared it up. Like Wentz isn't really being a public crybaby because he never talked to Schefter and any of them. Like they kind of cleared up that the story probably came from Howie or from like that kind of side of the front office and not Wentz. So I mean, it's just a weird situation. It's not good. So it's just better to focus on the good things Hurts is doing and the Cowboys.
Don't you think though that like that was kind of like for Schefter to say that wasn't his intentions, that the timing of that story and him putting it out there, doesn't it kind of feel like that was his intentions?
Exactly. Yeah,
100%. Joyce is spicy in the chat. Have you seen Joyce? She is got one way to kick it out. She's like, Earth can hop a ride and just carry on.
Wow,
spicy.
Yeah.
I'm on the same train, honestly.
Well, the Eagles have a lot of players that they're going to make a lot of big decisions on this offseason. So we'll see.
So you trying to kick Wentz out of here too, man? Seeing that you're on Team Hurts with the haircut.
Yeah. I mean, we tried it with Wentz for 2 years now. It hasn't really worked. So this guy's come in here, lit it up, ride it with him.
Dude, come on. You can't have that kind of fade with red hair, guys. You got to get through your heads.
That's great. You guys,
you can't be a redhead with cornrows either. That doesn't look.
You think last was a bad year though?
He's one of a kind.
What's that, Luke?
Do you think last year was a bad year though?
No. 4,000 yards without a receiver over 500.
I wouldn't say
it was the first Eagles quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards in a season ever.
Yeah, I do think that narrative about Carson Wentz has been like on a downturn for the past 3 years. I think that's totally blown out of proportion. He hasn't been. But I think he hasn't had the same season as he did in 2017. But like to compare everything to a near perfect season, that's tough to do. That was like an exceptional season. And for him to not have that same type of season in 2018, same type of season in 2019, you can't really expect that to happen every single year. Everything was just lined up correctly. We had Frank Reich in the building. And then, like, don't get me wrong, this year has been completely atrocious. But
if he's elite, then we should be able to expect that. You know,
You
we crowned him as an elite quarterback after 2017.
Mm-hmm.
If he's truly an elite quarterback, he should be able to replicate that.
But then you start looking at those games mid-season, right? You talk about that Seattle game. That was the first time I saw the whole stadium turn on Carson. I had never seen that. And then you follow up the Dolphins game. There was a slump where he had a period of time where he was falling. But I think last season the inconsistency started to show up for me. He still put up some great numbers with some practice squad guys, but at the end of the day, I thought this year was going to be elite. I didn't get elite. I got delete. So I don't know, man. I'm not off the train, but I need to know what's going on with him. I think Hurts has provided that energy. At the end of the day, a football team thrives off energy. If your quarterback is not giving you that, he's the leader of your offense, usually the leader of your football team. If he's not leading the football team correctly, that's also an issue because he's the quarterback. You know, I mean, did you guys hear Dan Orlovsky? He was talking some stuff this week, pretty much like he needs to get out of there. Wentz needs to get out of there. You guys feeling that?
Yeah, I mean, I think his time is up here. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm the biggest Wentz guy that I know. I try to ride out for him all the time, but I think his time is up here. And I think, you know, a lot of it has to do with kind of things that happened ever since he came here, whether it's in the locker room or with the coach. And it's just the narrative, it can no longer happen anymore. He's just, I don't know, man. I think he's a very talented quarterback. I think he's going to excel somewhere else. But I do not think he will be able to do so here, especially with the way that Hurts has been playing. I mean, I get it. It's only been 2 starts, but I mean, he's been playing well. And he's won. He beat the Saints, and they're one of the best teams in the NFC. And it's just hard. It's hard to deny what you see every Sunday. And
so
he wasn't playing well.
Let me ask you a question, Luke, because I just, like you said, and I agree with you. Wentz is a good quarterback, and you think that he's going to excel other places. What is the thing that is preventing him from excelling here? Because that, to me, is the issue. Not that Carson Wentz isn't excelling. What's the thing that's preventing him from excelling?
Yeah, I think it's a locker room issue. I think he doesn't have that QB1 type of mentality. He's not like, I was watching Jalen Hurts his press conference, and Rob Motti asked him, he said, what do you do to kind of block out the media and block out all these bad things? And he just looked at him, laughed, and said, stay away from the rat poison. And that just told me right then and there, like, he knows that he's good. He knows that people think he's good. Think he's good, and he's just a baller, man. And he just has that mentality. Hurts does, and I think Wentz did have it. And as teams start to face issues and challenges, people start to turn on each other. People start to question things, and I think that was the biggest thing. It started with the injury thing, and then it was leadership, and then it was, is he even a good quarterback? And it's just, there's too many questions, both internally and externally, us as fans. I just think it's a leadership thing, and people don't have his back as much as they should. And whether that be his fault or not, I just don't think it's there. And I think people do have his back. And I think people ready, us and the players, are kind of ready to rock out with Hurts. So I think that's the issue.
Look at Jennifer in the chat. She just drew the Philly line right there. Wentz ain't Philly. I mean, those are like fighting words. It's like pretty much.
They just put a hole in some people's chests.
And that's
how about the Avi though? That Avi is ridiculous.
So that's a Northeast Philly white kid. I started cracking up.
Yeah, I've been seeing that going around.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like sometimes quarterbacks just need a change of scenery. Like, look at Drew Brees. Like, Drew Brees is considered one of the all-time greats, and he was traded from the Chargers. I understand, like, he had shoulder injuries and, concerns about the zip on his throws and stuff like that. But sometimes quarterbacks just aren't cut out for the team that they were drafted for. And, we gave, Wentz that $128 million contract with the expectation that he would be this elite quarterback once we surrounded him with the players. Well, Howie never surrounded him with the players that actually fit his play style and never brought in a play caller that actually fits his play style. So sometimes it just takes a change of scenery, and that's no offense to Carson. I think he's going to go elsewhere and do great things, but I think, Jennifer's right. I don't think Carson Wentz is right for Philly.
How did that Drew Brees trade work out for San Diego, though? Because if I recall, New Orleans got the Super Bowl. San Diego ain't win shit with Phillip Rivers in all those years.
I mean, sometimes the change of scenery is the way, but also it's not just the scenery; it's the system. And Jeff makes a good point here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chris, what do you think about the system? Comments.
I mean, this is something. Yeah. This situation, I know that we've seen quarterbacks have to leave and go other places, but I think that the Eagles situation is probably one of the most complex and unique ones in NFL history, because you don't really see a team like give money to the franchise guy who's regarded as like an elite, or a very highly touted quarterback, and then they draft a second round guy. And not only a second round guy, and we can all admit, we all love Jalen Hurts in college. He's probably one of the most easy to root for guys in the NFL, automatically, because everyone saw his story in college, and he just has that contagious personality, and people knew that he had his flaws in college and that he was going to have his flaws in the NFL. And I really think him being able to sit behind Carson Wentz made him a lot better because he got to see the mistakes. He got to not get thrusted into the fire right away. And the bar was beyond low when he came in. And then you add on to the fact that he's playing outstanding football. Jalen Hurts, he's going to become a fan favorite. I mean, it's pretty crazy. The whole system thing that we were talking about. I mean, you see Marcus Mariota, he came in relief for Derek Carr. He looked really good because they're tailoring the playbook to him. He was running the ball, RPOs. You saw Ryan Tannehill make a huge leap after he got away from Gase when he got to Tennessee. I mean, the thing with Philadelphia, and let alone any backup in the NFL, because people are saying, how come Carson Wentz can't, how come whenever Carson Wentz leaves the game, it seems like the team does better? And it's this is the NFL. These guys take pride in their jobs. What they want to show the city and the front office that I'm not a part of the problem. I'm part of the solution. So if guys seem like they're running a little faster, fighting for extra yards, it's not a knock on the quarterback always. I mean, you saw Ryan Fitzpatrick come in for Tua. What happened? They started moving the ball. Gaskins has an insane screenplay and scores. I mean, Jeff Garcia, what were the Eagles, 5-5, and then they went 5-1 the end of the year? Jeff Garcia is not better than Donovan McNabb. I mean, sometimes you just that new energy. And look at Nick Foles did. I mean, Nick Foles wasn't that good when he first started coming in for Wentz. I mean, the Giants game wasn't good. The Raiders game wasn't good. The Atlanta game was kind of scary, and then Foles threw the ball into Keanu Neal's knee. Torrey Smith caught it, and then everything flipped upside down. Minnesota happens, and then you remember the Minnesota game and the Super Bowl, because those are two of the most prolific throwing games that I've ever seen. Foles lit it up. I mean, the thing with Wentz is, we talked about before, I think that Doug has been reluctant to change the system and cater to plays better to him, because Wentz has been pretty damn good with his numbers with that system. So his thinking is it works, but he's never thought maybe it could be better, because I honestly think that if Wentz was in a system like Tennessee, where you use Miles Sanders and maybe one or two other running backs like Derrick Henry, and you're getting 20 to 30 rushes a game, which all of a sudden we're kind of doing now, because Miles was only getting 6 carries a game a little bit ago. And you had the play action. I mean, Wentz's coach in North Dakota State even said, Wentz is unbelievable when you have a good running game, because he feeds off the play action, he feeds off the run. I mean, that's the frustrating thing. We've seen Wentz at his best, we've seen Wentz at his worst. I just think that he's shell-shocked, and he became his worst enemy this season. But in no way do I think that he's done, or that this is going to be the product that we're going to see the rest of his career if he gets another opportunity, whether it's here or somewhere else. I mean, Josh Allen went from a 52% completion rating to going to 69 this year, and that's just hard work, which Wentz is going to have to put in by himself. having a new set of ears and eyes on him. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm just excited because Hurts looks pretty good, and he's going to have an opportunity to expand the legacy against Dallas today.
Now, I mean, if we're going to go back to the system topic, now, Puga, how you feeling? You feel like it's a system thing with you think if it Hurts is like the perfect fit for this offense right now with Doug?
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if last week or 2 weeks ago, I put it in the comments in the post-game show or the pre-game show. I can't remember that. I think that there's maybe a little bit of a disconnect between Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson in between the play calling. And Evan alluded to it too, that, you know, when you see Wentz go up to the line, he automatically makes his audibles, makes his reads at the line. And who knows if he's calling it his way or Doug Peterson's way. And I think that's what's kind of led to the struggles that Wentz has had.
Yeah, I think, I think Wentz, I don't know, there's definitely a disconnect. I feel like even in the beginning of the season, Doug talking about dialing it back. I think that's, to me, a lot of the issues stem from they're doing two different things. You know what I mean? They're not coming together as.
And Chris said it just right now. You look at Foles, you look at Hurts. They go in there and they just run the play. They make it look easy. As to where Wentz, you've seen him this year just kind of being his own way at the line, not making the right reads, holding onto the ball too long. You saw Foles, you saw and Hurts, getting the ball out of their hand right away, making the right reads, getting receivers open with the ball also. So. I don't know. I just feel like there's a disconnect between Wentz and Doug Peterson when it comes to the game plan. And that's kind of what put Wentz in this position.
Now, do you feel like, shout out to Mr. iFlow, always active in the chat. He says, I feel like we should give them a chance to battle for the spot next season. Look, Prime's feeling it. Prime's feeling it.
I said that. I said, go in there. Listen, Jalen Hurts came in at the right time. He's picking up on the play call, and I got it. I've been down this road before. Going back to what Chris said earlier, 2006, Donovan got hurt. Jeff Garcia came in at the right time, led us to the playoffs. Didn't make it all the way through. People were calling for Jeff Garcia to be our starting quarterback next season because Donovan was going through his problems as well. Come on, man. I've been down this road before. Nick Foles came in at the right time. People coming in at the right time, I get it. All right. But yes, I'm going to go back to saying that when it's all done and over with, you let these two battle it out. And at the end of the day, I'm going to respect whatever decision they go ahead and make because I'm going to stick with this team. And whoever's our quarterback at the end of the day, that's my quarterback. But they should go ahead and battle it out. You guys shouldn't just go ahead and run this dude out of the city because he's having one bad season. I mean, everybody going back to what Soko said, elite quarterbacks go through this phase. Tom Brady has had bad years. Drew Brees has had bad years. Phillip Rivers has had bad years. But you know what? Those guys come back, and then they kill it. All right? Everybody's just quick to go ahead and close the door on Wentz, and that's the part that's just frustrating. You know what I mean? So,
I'm sorry. You know what's crazy though is that like if we were to get rid of Wentz, if we were to move on from him, go forward with Jalen Hurts as our starting quarterback, and Wentz starts to tear it up, it will be those exact same people complaining that we should have never got rid of Wentz. We should have never got rid of him.
Exactly.
It'll be the exact same people complaining.
Exactly.
Right now.
And you know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing, Evan? I'm writing names down.
Yep.
I'm writing names down. I'm writing them all down. Because when it comes back, Puga, you're on the list. Soko, you're on the list. I'm writing their names down.
Now, Prime, I have a question for you. Let's say they battle it out, and whoever wins the position, and we're all Eagles fans first. So of course we're going to be behind who's ever under center. But do you think that Wentz and Hurts can coexist in that locker room, despite what's going on? Despite what's going on now?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I'll be the first one to go ahead and tell you you're not going to be able to have both of them in there because they both have the mentality of being starting quarterbacks. So that's not going to click. That's not.
Now let me play devil's advocate on that though, Prime. So are we suggesting that moving forward with Wentz means that we need to have a subpar backup quarterback just so that Wentz doesn't have that pressure felt behind him?
That's a tough one to answer. You know what I mean? You put me on the spot there, but yeah, it's
Hey, you got Jen changing her mind over here, Prime. You did something. Hit a nerve.
Hey, I'm just being honest, man. Like it's just be fair about the whole situation. Come on, man. That dude, as much I hate to go back. 2017 was our year. We won the Super Bowl. Nick Foles got us over that hump. But yo, a lot of people are forgetting the fact that 13-2 came from Carson Wentz. 13-2 came from 11-2 came from Carson Wentz. All right, 11 of those wins came from Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So that's the part that a lot of people forget. A lot of people forget that part.
Yeah, I agree with Prime, but the only thing is with me is the money and the whole contract situation, because I mean you have a chance to have a guy on a rookie contract for the next 3 years now, and like sometimes if the quarterback controversy kind of outweighs everything and it makes it a terrible locker room to be a part of, sometimes it's just better to go with the more the better like cost option and kind of save the play equal, or Wentz is even outplaying them a little bit. You always have to look at some other factors other than the play. It's the locker room, the money, and everything like that, and that's kind of is pushing me towards the Hurt side. I mean, I'm all for a quarterback competition because I think that brings out the best in everyone, not even the quarterbacks, the best in the receivers, O-line, tight ends, even the defense. And I kind of just have a lot of competition in camp, but I think sometimes it might be a better decision just to kind of almost like the Andy Reid, where we knew Andy Reid was going to be the best coach on the market, but there was so much baggage and there was so much going on that people and the front office just decided that maybe it's just best to part ways. And we see the success that he has now, and it's crazy. And I feel like a lot of that's going to be kind of the same with Wentz. He's going to be very, very successful elsewhere, but sometimes it might not work out here. And I hate to say it, but I really do think that might be the case right now with Wentz.
I mean, like talking about next year, like in this possibility of bringing those guys back. I mean, obviously the money, but if they somehow work out a deal to restructure and get them to move out of here, that could be a thing. But just think about the locker room vibes. Like, just think about running the scout team. Carson Wentz, he's feeling away, man. He's got to be burning up inside. Like the fact that he's going to have to fight, which you should. Anyone should be. You want that position, you got to fight for it. But everyone's thinking like he's a franchise guy. You're not like supporting him. You're messing with his psyche. That's an argument, but I just can't really see both of these. If Hurts gets us into the playoffs right now, that younger portion of the roster is going to feel a certain vibe towards Hurts and a certain loyalty towards Hurts, and it's going to be Hurts' team. And Dan Orlovsky had mentioned that too. He's like, that's going to be his team. He's going to be looking at the squad like, yo, this is my team. I'd be all up for a competition, though.
No, me too. I think it's healthy for the team to have competition, but at the same time, I feel like the Eagles, with the financial investment they put in on Wentz, it's kind of taking a big risk with that cap hit also. So, but I mean, I'm all for it. We'll see what happens.
I think that we talked about this last week, that it would probably be a competition in my mind because of the fact that, we put so much money into Carson Wentz, and Jalen Hurts was a second-round pick, so we knew this could become an issue. We talked about this week in and week out being an issue, and here we are with an issue. So I think at the end of the day, we're going to see two guys that are really good and want to be starters duking it out, and may the best man win, like Prime said, and everybody else. But I think the fact of the matter is, Carson Wentz wasn't good this year. He was bad, really bad. But the past few seasons, he did a lot with very little, a lot of injuries. We have a lot of injuries this year, and I'm not using excuses because look at the 13 different offensive lines in 14 games. We'll be 15 here. But you're looking at Miles Sanders being out. You look at the receivers not getting open, being injured, all this stuff, even the tight ends. I think that people have bad years, like Prime said, Roethlisberger, Breeze, all these people. But the thing is, they fight back. And this is what we need to see from Carson Wentz in this city. So I don't think it's just cut and dry. It's over for him. But we talked about, let's see what Hurts does these next few weeks. And it's probably going to cause us an issue. and because he's going to do well. And my God, he's doing better than I could have ever imagined. So it just creates this controversy between the fans. But I think the team wants to, see what Carson Wentz has before they just let go.
Absolutely. And so one thing that really stood out to me from the last game was a stat that I went back and I looked at because I saw that Jalen Hurts had gotten over the 400-yard mark for the game, right? And I thought to myself, I was like, to be honest, I've never seen Carson do that. And I went back and I checked all through Carson's games in his entire career wearing Eagles green. He hasn't put up 400 total yards in a game. And now I'm going through Carson Wentz's game logs of 2017. I'm looking at all the blowout games and like what Carson Wentz contributed to that. You remember that Denver game in 2017?
Oh, yeah.
We ended up putting a 50 burger on Denver.
190 passing yards.
199 passing yards. I have 4 touchdowns.
Defense.
He threw 4 touchdowns. But I'm just saying is that like I want to know how much of a product of Carson Wentz's really successful season was due to coaching as opposed to just his skill set. I think Carson Wentz is superbly talented, but I'm looking at the fact that he really never has registered 400 yards to himself in a game. You understand what I'm saying? Could that in that whole 2017 season, could that have just been a product of better coaching on this team? Or a big factor part of it?
So as most of you guys know, I have been a big advocate of film lately. And I've went through and watched every single offensive snap that Carson Wentz has taken in his career as an Eagle. And I said this on the timeline, and I'll stick by it. Carson Wentz is what Carson Wentz is. He's a gunslinger with, a high probability of turnover rates that has had the benefit of the doubt where wide receivers have actually helped him not make as many turnover-worthy plays. I hate to say it, but I think we paid Carson Wentz a slightly above average quarterback elite money. I'm under the belief that Carson Wentz is a top 12 to 15 quarterback in the NFL, and I stand by that. I don't think that at his elite, at his peak, he might be a top 5 to 6 quarterback, but I think that he is among the league average. Maybe slightly above.
It's an average.
Evan, what were his rushing stats in that Denver game?
1 minute.
He had 1 yard.
I know we ran out
He
of
had
fireworks.
8 yards. 8 yards. Two attempts for 8 yards in that Denver game.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think a lot of it is, and me and Soto had talked about it. Like his legs, he relied on his legs a lot throughout his career, especially in 2017. Obviously that 2 for 8 yards doesn't fit my narrative here, but he relied on his legs a lot. And once that ACL injury went down, man, and even the back injury after, it's just like he doesn't have. We've seen it. He doesn't have the same pop. He doesn't have the same acceleration. He doesn't move the same, and a lot of it. Like his sack numbers are way up, and it's because one, I don't think he can escape the pocket as well as he did, and two, he can't read a defense. He has a really, really, really hard time reading a defense. And what NFL defenses have been doing this year is just blitzing, making him get the ball out of his hand quick and rely on his pre-snap reads, and that's not his strength. And I think a lot of that comes from playing at the D1AA level because it's just the talent is not nearly as high as it is at the FBS level. Yeah, and it's tough.
Now, Rube had a stat. Shout out to Rube Franks. He said one of the biggest differences so far between Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. Hurts has completed more long passes on third down in a little less than 2.5 games than Wentz did this year in 11.5 games. Hurts has completed 4 passes of at least 32 yards on third down. Wentz has 3 completions of 32 yards on third down a year. Hurts has a higher passer rating, 88.9 to 76.4 on third down, and only 1 fewer TD pass than Wentz, 3-2. Hurts' ability to make plays both running and throwing on third down has been huge so far. Makes him very tough to defend on those key snaps. And I think part of his ability to get outside the pocket, his ability to stay poised, but also find running lanes when holes open up. I think that's been the biggest difference. Is the fact that he can just take off at any given moment. Defensive end, that you got to defend the field. As before, you're defending less of the field with Carson Wentz, knowing that he's not running, and if he does run, I'm not gonna say he's giraffe speed like Nick Foles was, but even Nick Foles used to take off and run at times. But I don't know. I think defense is kind of, I'm not gonna say figured him out completely, but they definitely found his kryptonite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Carson just simply can't move the same way. Carson's a lot more bulky of a guy. I think Carson could break tackles better than Jalen Hurts, but he doesn't have the same sort of shiftiness and elusiveness that Jalen Hurts brings to the table. Jalen Hurts can, he can miss tackles instead of having to break tackles. So that's something that is in his favor.
We got a guess. We got a guess here. We got to get shout out to Darius in the building.
Oh, he made it.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Man,
you're on your way to the game right now?
We are boxed up like sardines in the lift right now, in the Uber, and we about to head over to Jerry World right now.
Okay,
nice.
Give him hell, brother. Give him hell.
Yeah,
Darius
nice
always bringing the energy. How did you wake up this morning? Are you guys feeling a vibe on your ride over there?
Being a fan, we've seen a lot of unusual events that happen with this team and finding ways to make, the postseason. So, I mean, we woke up believing, we've seen events like Jeff Garcia, we're 5-6. He goes on a run. 2008, we know about the events that occurred in week 17 before our game against the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously last year, another prime example. So just seeing what we've been through, as fans throughout these years, like, it's hard to really just kind of just wave that white flag, So we're going to be waking up, and we're very optimistic coming into this game,
Well, I know you got a new Christmas gift, the jacket. I see it on the timeline. I'm always catching up with people on the gear.
Top.
That's official. You got that for Christmas?
What was that? Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
I said, you get that jacket for Christmas. I seen it on the timeline. It's a fresh jacket. This needs to be celebrated.
That's nice, man. That's very nice.
Yeah, my friend, she hooked me up. She knew that I was coming to the game this weekend, so they definitely said, well, at least you want to go ahead and make sure you look fly. She kind of questions my style every now and then, so she gave me something that I guess is gonna, make me look good.
It looks sharp.
So, what was the biggest reason for you to go down to Dallas? I mean, taking that trip down to Dallas, this game means something to you.
It was one of those. Well, one, we never been to Jerry World. We always heard it's the 8th one in the world, and I mean it looks beautiful from the outside, and we're about to head in just a few minutes right now. And then also, I felt like the team looking for that spark, and I think that I felt good when they made that decision, when they made obviously the quarterback change, where I think that we were going to see more lively offense. I did watch Jalen Hurts last year at Oklahoma when he faced Chip Kelly, UCLA, and he was very exciting to watch. And, regardless of what the outcome was going to be with this team, I felt like we were going to watch an exciting young quarterback out there that was just going to rather impress us in the stands,
Yeah. Over the years, you've had different takes on quarterbacks. You've caught feelings on Nick Foles. I know you had your issues with Wentz. I mean, you even had your issues with this football team at the beginning of the season, and you kind of like forewarned the Eagles Nation about what was going on with this team. Now, flipping from the beginning of the season now to right now, have you flip flopped, and do you feel the energy has changed and this team's progressed?
The team is still very shaky for me, but given the circumstances where like seeing the different, like these guys are veterans at the end of the day. I think when you saw Brandon Graham out there, Ertz, these Fletcher Cox, these guys are champions that are out there that's still playing, and I don't think that they're going to necessarily fold just like that, despite how bad the season can go. And then obviously, given the circumstances, what occurred these last several weeks, I do feel a little bit more confident with this team, perhaps playing with a little bit more poise and with a little bit more fight and with more consistency. With that being said, and it's still very shaky for me when it comes to this, because we know that there's still a lot of changes that needs to be made with this roster. I think my main one is the older players, contracts, and then offensive line as well. I think that's been an undertone with our main issues this year, is just that offensive line. We've been spoiled with great offensive line despite our weapons. Throughout the years, we had backup running backs, Josh Adams, Wendell Smallwood, or practice squad receivers, Deontay Burnett out there winning these games. But one thing that was key for us was keeping a relatively healthy offensive line. So once you lost, you lose your starting left tackle and your right guard before the season, it was going to be up in the air.
Yep.
On the not right, on the left.
Yeah. It's a lot to deal with, for sure. I mean, we definitely had a lot of things counting against us going into the season. Losing Brandon Brooks is enormous. Not being able to progress Andre Dillard and see what we're going to have in him is also huge. I've talked about that, how going into next year, I'm looking forward to the.
Absolutely, and just got out right now. Just want to go ahead and I'm gonna sign up right now. But
tell him Dallas sucks.
In front of J World, I'm gonna go ahead and talk that talk and scream.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Hey. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, man. This guy. Hey, check in later on if you're in the stadium. We want to see what's going on with the vibe. I know you're about to roll in there right quick, but I'll send you the link later on if you want to jump on. We'll be here.
Absolutely. I really do appreciate you guys, man. I'm looking forward to talking with you guys later on.
All right, thanks, Terry. Stay safe, man.
All right,
Go
appreciate
Birds.
it. Thank you.
Go Birds.
Now look at that, man. I'm a little jealous now, man. I'm like that game day vibe at the stadium.
It looks like a nice day down in Dallas. I'm not gonna lie.
Territory.
It's a fun place to go when the Eagles start kicking the Cowboys' ass. Though I'll tell you what, I was there 2013 for the Brandon Boykin interception. That was wild. And then I went the year after that for the Thanksgiving beatdown. And let me tell you, that game, I mean, I had a blast with that one. So,
sorry.
No, you go ahead, Evan.
What's the hostility level in those types of stadiums? In Dallas, I'm saying in particular. I've been to the Giants games before. I actually was at the Giants game where Mike Vick ended up taking over. Yeah, it was like the Mike Vick's start.
There you go.
Yeah, and I just remember we were down in that game, and everybody's talking shit to me in the section, and then all of a sudden the Eagles just came on this comeback, and we ended up just finishing the game, winning. I just remember standing up, and I'm like, oh, nobody wants to high five anymore, and there wasn't we were going back and forth all game. There wasn't too much hostility up in New York though. What's it like in Dallas? Because I mean, I know what everybody has to say about us.
Okay, well. You do get the fingers, you do get the name calling, you do get the fuck the Eagles suck, fuck Philly, you get the whole 9 yards. But when the game starts, it's all about the game, I don't really pay attention to what's being said around me because that place is just so massive and loud that you can get distracted real easily. But as far as the fans go, I've been on both sides of the tail, so I've been there when the Eagles have lost, and I've been there when the Eagles have won. And it's still you can cut the tension with a knife before kickoff. When that feeling when when I guess you can say when we're out at the link and the game's about to start and the teams come out and you feel that energy. It's like a big massive ball of energy that's just ready to explode.
Yep.
And you could feel that hatred between the fans. I think my favorite thing about living in Texas as an Eagles fan is that this rivalry is so uncivil. It is so uncivil. It's not like the Cardinals and the whoever they're in their division. It's not like the Steelers and the Ravens. I've never seen a rivalry where fans just absolutely just hate each other. And I live on that. I love it. I love when I love going. This is my favorite time of year when the Eagles play the Cowboys because I get to wear my colors. And I love You know how I felt. You know, I'm gonna use a Kobe. I'm gonna use a Kobe Bryant term. You know how he says when just people are just bashing on you and you feel all the hatred coming down. That makes you feel. You feel it. And that's how I feel when I walk into Jerry World. You know,
right?
And you feel like a villain.
You know, yeah. Oh yeah, and I love to play the villain, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. And before I head out, guys, I just want to say thank you for all you've done for me. And
thank you for joining us, man.
I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season. And let's cap it off with a 31-17 Eagles win. And by the way, here's a crazy stat. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray started Oklahoma, dominated in Jerry World. It's Jalen Hurts' turn. So
let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Puga,
so let's get it done.
Have a happy New Year, man. Thank you for joining us.
See you guys.
We also have this is how it works. You go from the chat to the show. This is how it works. And shout out to Michael Leroy Wright. I've seen his comments over the last couple of weeks. Always got great feedback on his comments. Bringing him to the stream. Shout out. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man?
How you doing, Michael?
Good. Excited about today's game. Like, it's Dallas week. You know,
hell yeah.
It's been a little weird this year, but like I'm kind of old school. 2-14 is a good year if you beat Dallas twice, and that's what I'm looking for this year. Like, hopefully we just beat them bad today.
Yeah, exactly. And as weird and as awful as this season has been, the one thing I could definitely hang my hat on is sweeping Dallas. Like, that'll give me a special feeling in my chest. Even like you said, we can go 2-14. We sweep Dallas. That's still not the worst that could happen.
Wasn't there a stat out there? If they beat them today, it will when they beat them today, that'll be 3 times in a row, and that'll be the first time in a long time that the Eagles have won 3 consecutive games versus Dallas. So I'm all for it, man.
Especially after they go and pick CeeDee Lamb just to slap us in the face, and we just don't beat them, sweep them off. That'd be awesome.
Big Dallas Goddard day today. We're going to use who we jumped in front of them.
Yeah,
Dallas with Dallas. I know Michael wanted to talk about the Carson Wentz Hurts battle. You have a feeling that you want to get off your chest.
No, well, here's my thing with it. Like, the 2 big differences to me is just that Hurts kind of gives the guys like more 50-50 balls where he kind of gives them a chance to make plays versus Carson would just kind of say, okay, he's kind of covered. I'm going to look for somebody else. So I find a guy that's wide open. And then the other thing is, like, Hurts kind of covers up a lot of our shortcomings. Like, the O-line isn't good, so he'll make somebody miss and then run for a first down. And so the offense keeps moving, but, like, it wasn't a good play call, or the rest of the team didn't do well, or the receivers don't get open, and he runs around and buys time, and then they come free when they're running back to the sidelines or something like that. Doug doesn't call enough running plays. He'll call a pass play 45, 55 times, but then Hurts runs for 10 of those times. And all of a sudden our running yards look better. So to me, he kind of covers up a lot of the problems with this team that Doug and Howie created. And so, kind of like we talked about a little bit earlier, I kind of feel like Carson is, I hate to call him Tannehill, but he's the kind of guy, like, if you put a team around him, he'll do good. But if the O-line is bad and the receivers aren't good, he's not going to make up for that, whereas Hurts is more suited for that.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of his game right now. I think it's like, again, I said, you got to defend the field. You have to be disciplined, play, man your gaps. You can't just, because you know that if these man situations are so nice for Hurts, when he sees that guys are crossing the field and he's got like an outlet on the right, he can take off. The fact that if teams are like, all right, well, we got to run some zone here, and then he starts hitting these nice, easy, short, intermediate, quick throws, we could do that all day. And again, with a defense that has been struggling all season, I mean, they're bottom in the barrel defense. So the fact that you get this defense to play up against this week, it should be a better opportunity. You went up against the Saints. You went up against the Cardinals, who are a lesser defense. Now you're going up one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Yep. So he should not leave any money on the table, as Jalen would like to say. Now I'll talk about the wide receivers, right? For the Cowboys, I mean, they do have some legit wide receivers here. Does any of these guys today scary? Do you think this Eagles secondary, who's been banged up all season, do we have issues here? Should we be concerned about these guys?
I think that they're definitely really good receivers there. So you always want to be concerned, that they could break a big one on you. But I think we talked about Michael Jacquet last week. He was somebody that actually filled in for Darius Slay before the bye when we played them, and he did really well. So I'm expecting him to hopefully hold it down against either Gallup, Lamb, whoever's going against him, but probably Lamb and Nickel Roby-Coleman. Nickel Roby-Coleman's game has, been much improved. So this defense, it starts up front. We're missing Sweat, missing Derek Barnett in this game. So that's a bummer. We got to get after Andy Dalton, Joe Osman, step it up, whoever the hell's coming in, let's go. But I really think that these receivers, if we can make them one-dimensional, stop Ezekiel Elliott, I think we can take them on. We went against DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, and they scored a lot of points, but those are some phenomenal guys. I think Darius Slay being back is huge for us. So if he shuts down Amari, the other guys hopefully can hold it down. Obviously, the safety position is scary, but I think we can win this game, man.
It's definitely a challenge. I'm just every week it's giving me something to look forward to. Like this young secondary, role players stepping up, perfect opportunity to shine. I think. The one player we're not talking about, I mean, let's put some respect on man's name. This guy in the building, Deshaun Jackson is back. Also trained with Jalen Hurts in the offseason. So, I mean, you got to be excited about – I mean, some people aren't excited about him coming back. But for me, I'm going to be very transparent. I'm a D-Jack stan. Yeah. So, obviously, I want to see him ball out. Even if this is his farewell tour, I'd like to see him ball out today.
And that's exactly what I alluded to on our podcast that we had earlier this week. I said that, we were talking about how we want to see the progression of these young guys. We want to see what we have. And the one exception I would have made in this whole thing is for the Deshaun Jackson farewell tour. I believe this is probably his last season with the Eagles. Didn't he announce that he was going to be retiring at the end of the year anyway? So, no?
Not yet.
Well,
I don't think he'll be here either way.
Yeah, regardless. People are anticipating he might be thinking about it, and he's not going to be here. I'm all for Deshaun Jackson going up against the division opponents in the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team and just having one last hoorah. One thing that caught my eye, I just saw a tweet, though, about all of the Eagles we got 8 active receivers today.
8?
8.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't think Jackson's going to be. I don't think Jackson's going to be playing that much, to be honest. I think it's kind of his last hoorah, kind of like what Evan said. It's fitting that he goes out and finishes, I think, his career against a Dallas team and then a Washington team next week. I think he kind of just wants to go through that whole it's game day thing. I don't think he's going to play that much, but I hope I'm wrong because he's very, very explosive and he could definitely be a deep threat. That guy that we've been looking for 2 years now. All right. But I don't think he's going to play that much. But real quick, I do want to point out that Cam Johnson is playing, so that's actually weirdly enough that's big news. That means Zach Ertz won't be the holder on field goals and extra points anymore. So that's cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
Did you guys see the video of Deshaun Jackson walking to the field this morning?
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah,
Bring it right on in, right here. Bring it ahead, straight ahead. That's right. Right.
That is just wrong.
Shout out to Corner Pub Sports for that meme this morning. As a D-Jack fan, I was like, I even laughed. I was like,
I love D-Jax, man. That's messed up, but it's funny as hell. I think Jalen Reagor is somebody that I think finally could have a breakout game. We talked about this before the bye that, Dallas defense sucks. Well, Carson Wentz, it shows that, this whole damn team was struggling. Jalen Hurts is bringing that spark. So if we can get things rolling, it'd be nice to get Jalen Reagor. We talk about homecomings, playing at Texas Christian. I think, Jalen Reagor's got something to prove. He's going to go home, and I think that he's going to show people that, he wasn't a waste of a pick. We just haven't been using him right. So let's go. Any of these speedsters, I don't care. Use Quez Watkins, too.
Well, I mean, we're going to have our hands full with wide receivers. As per John Clark 23 minutes ago, the Eagles receivers available today are Jalen Reagor, Greg Ward, Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, Travis Fulgham, Quez Watkins, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and John Hightower. Wow. 8 wide.
Wow is right.
That's a lot of wide receivers.
You know what the sad thing is? We got all those wide receivers active, but next year we'll still probably take like 2 more in the draft. Like we still need some better ones.
Yep.
It's inevitable because 2 of them are going to be gone.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind wide receiver factory. Now shout out to Marcus Walker who's joined the chat. All the way from Oklahoma.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right.
How's the vibes, man? How's the morning vibes? How are you feeling?
The vibe is well, man. It's about 70 degrees out here in good old Moore, Oklahoma.
It's flexing.
So you see the sun is out nice and bright. I got my Eagles gear on. I'm excited. It's Dallas week, man. What more can I say? Like, bruh, when I found out the Cowboys were sponsored by Whataburger, I haven't had Whataburger since. That's how much that rivalry is to us. And I love Whataburger. So I'm excited about tonight. Couple hours, ready for this game to get off.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I feel like it's like I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't excited about Dallas week at the beginning of the week, and then I started to feel like, you know what? I feel like they've got a newfound energy, and from what I've seen the last couple weeks, I feel like the confidence has been building. I feel like, they're steady on offense, moving the chains. That's the beauty of this offense has been stale over the last couple weeks. I mean, Prime, how do you feel about what have you liked from the offense this season so far? The last couple weeks.
I think you're muted, Prime.
You're on mute, Prime.
Please excuse our technical difficulties.
He's in enemy territory. He's sabotaged.
See, we're getting Prime. You're getting sabotaged, bro. His brother's killing the stream. He cut the cord.
Yo, you go to a Cowboy fan's house. That's what happens, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's bad juju, man.
Sure.
Especially on Dallas week.
I mean,
we got to bring all the good juju now.
Let's talk about some players that we want to see ball out today. If there's one player that we're looking for something big today, who would that be?
Jaquette.
What's that?
Jaquette. With Slay now playing at CB1, I want to see Jaquette. I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
Mm-hmm.
At CB2. He held his own against D-Hop, which that's not an easy task, but he did impress me because Hop should have had a lot more yards if it was like Avonte Maddox or something like that. So I'm eager to see how he's going to do, especially who he lines up against. I know Slay's going to follow Cooper, so I'm wondering if Jaquette's going to be on Galot or CD. So that's why I'm interested for this weekend.
Oh, look who's back. He's got audio.
Am I good now?
You're good.
All right. Well, no, I was saying that the spark on the offense, I'm admitting, man, it's good to have. It's good to see some good football the last couple of weeks. Regardless of the loss last week, it was an interesting game to watch. I'm excited to see that offense go into Jerry's world and do their thing again today. I'm confident the kid, running that spark throughout the rest of the season. And I said that, I'm not backing up on my words on that. I want to see him finish out the year and take this thing into the offseason and see how things go between this quarterback so-called factory that they want.
I'm not gonna lie. The inflection of Prime's voice there, I don't think he's sold on the quarterback factory yet. If I'm being 100 right now. Who I'm really looking to ball out, I'm gonna let Jimmy have Reagor because I think that's gonna be his option. I think that's where his head was going to be. I want to see a guy like Quez Watkins or John Hightower, one of these other, day 3 pick wide receivers. I want to really see one of those guys ball out today and just get that extra spark. Give me more confidence in with the wide receivers that we have on this roster going into next year. And on top of that, I mean, I would like to see. I know you touched on Michael Jacquet. I would like to see a true ball out game out of Darius Slay today. I think we need it after all of the tough matchups that he has had in the previous weeks. I think that if we can get Darius Slay's first pick of the season finally today, that would go a long way for Eagles fans.
Soko, who you got?
So I'm gonna go with the guy that we revenge picked from Dallas. I want Dallas Goedert to have a big day. If Dallas Goedert has a good day, that means that we're running a bunch of 12 personnel. We're getting Miles the ball. We're opening up passing lanes with play action and everything else like that. So I want to see, OG, DG, Dallas Goedert. I would like to see him have 70 and a touchdown. And then on top of that, on the defensive side of the ball, I want to see Kayvon Wallace have a good game. We talked him up as a value pick whenever we picked him at 128. So I think that I want to see Kayvon down in the box, no missed tackles, and maybe a pass defense today.
Okay. Okay. Michael, who are you looking at?
Also, two things like Quez, also because I'd like to see some of these young receivers grow. But then I saw a stat that said something like Dallas was giving up 5 yards per rush or something like that. So I'd love to see Miles have a big day, or at the very least, Doug Peterson just calling more run plays, because I feel like that's the best part of our offense is the running.
I actually had some of these stats that I was going to bring up. Cut out to Jimmy Kemp. He had a nice little stat on the defense. But talk amongst yourself, Evan.
Yeah. So while Gail is pulling these stats up, everybody have a good Christmas. Everybody have a good holiday.
I had a splendid holiday. Got to see the little man open up some presents.
Did you have to spend it with those cockroaches that you're spending it with right now?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, at least it was good time spent.
Absolutely. It was a great family outing. It was probably, regardless of how 2020 has been treating us, that put some light into the year. Getting to spend it with my family, and it was a great time. I actually probably got the best out of my mom's. She's been a little bit up and down, but getting to see her smile throughout everything, seeing her grandchildren all together, because I was able to have all 3 of my kids in one place that day.
That's beautiful.
So that was a great moment. But other than that, it was great. It was great, man. Hope to finish off the year.
You guys, you guys think that the conversation in the Wentz household around the dinner table got a little bit awkward this year?
It should have been awkward with that suit.
Yeah.
That was. Man, you know what? Yo, leave my boy alone, because if you had the money to buy that damn suit, you'd be buying that damn suit too.
Oh no, that was a crime in itself. He should be cut for that exclusively.
He's trying to match Jalen's swag, bro.
He's trying to be swag QB1 swag. I think they're like, can you pass the cranberry sauce?
Just ends up in the.
You mean my jacket top or?
No, it's got to be like awkward. Like you're a family member and you don't want to say anything like, "So, what are you doing on Sunday, Carson?"
How's it feel being on the bench?
As much as we're paying him, I doubt it was awkward.
Yeah,
no, bro.
It's like, you like this silverware? You like what you see around you?
Yo, bro, I still think it's awkward, man. Like it's even worse that you make that much and you were running the scout team last week.
Clipboard Carson, baby.
It's not a good feeling. Man.
You telling me if I can make $128 million and play on the practice squad, I hold my head up high.
But yo, the ego is so huge. You can't beat it. Nah, it's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. Oh, so I got those stats up here. I mean, this is where Dallas' defense. They're ranked 32nd in rushing attempts allowed. Ranked 32nd rushing yards allowed. ranked 31st in yards per rush.
Bro, you got to come and see these stats, man. Look at these stats.
Rushing touchdowns allowed, tied for 25th.
They got your
Rushing
stats
20
up.
plus yards allowed, tied for 31st. Rushing first downs allowed, tied for 32nd. I mean, come on. Those stats right there tells you what.
Hold up. Gail, throw that back up because I want to read this to my brother. You're ranked 32nd on rushing attempts, 32nd in rushing yards allowed, 31 in yards per rush, tied for 25th on rushing touchdowns allowed, tied for 31 on rushes up 20 yards or more, ranked 32 for rushing first downs allowed, and 27% of rushes resulting in first downs. Yo, man, that's some killer stats. At the end of all that, my brother just wanted me to let y'all all know. Make sure y'all tune in, all right? I told you, he's stuck in his own world, bro.
But make sure he tunes into the post game.
Hey, Gail, what you say? Another steak dinner? You know what I mean? You remember how last?
Yo, get my steak ready.
Get that steak ready, right?
You know how I like my shit, okay? How are we eating our steaks, man? We're not well done. Well done.
Rare.
Now listen. I got a confession.
He's about to say it.
No, I was down that road for a little bit. I changed it up. Went with the medium rare. Best decision I could have made. I gotta say, best decision.
Yeah, man. You got to see some pink in there at least. At the very least.
Yeah, pink center is everything that we need.
Watch him out.
Black father's like well done, son. I want my steak well done, son.
You like working out in order to eat your meal, like.
Bro, my dad does not want anything red on his plate. It's got to be well done. He's like, yeah, I said it.
Does he eat a steak with ketchup too?
He doesn't. A1.
A1, man. You gotta have an A1.
A1's fire, bro. A1's fire.
A1, Heinz 57.
I guarantee.
Don't knock it.
If we put A1 on one of Alec's steaks, he's giving us the side eye for sure, bro.
Try it. Try the yum yum sauce, like from the hibachi spot.
Yum sauce.
Yum sauce.
Sounds real bootleg. Sounds real bootleg.
Heat. I'm telling you, just try it.
Everyone's saying mid, man. Like I'm a medium guy. Oh, this guy. Come on now. Like, yo, punch him.
Oh my God. Prime, watch out. That's just wrong.
Yo, your brother got a Dallas skirt?
No, man, listen, I'm covered in all Dallas shit here. That's the reason why I picked this wall behind me. There's no other spot. Luckily, I was able to get this stuff in here.
With the lights?
The lights, the hats from my brother, the little statues from my brother, you know what I mean? Regardless, at the end of the day, again, we're the biggest rivalry, but majority of the shit that he has here from me, majority of the shit that I have in my house actually is from him.
Yo, so Gail, I was going to say to Evan, but when he comes back, we actually don't have all those receivers playing today because Hightower and Arthega Whiteside are inactive, as well as Nate Sudfeld, Jason Huntley, Richard Rogers, and then you have on defense Derek Barnett and Duke Riley are both inactive for today.
So that's ill, man, because you got Barnett out and you got Sweat on.
Sweat out, yeah.
And
those two lately have been key players.
Gonna need Curry and Osman. Step it up.
Oh, Osman's playing?
Yeah, he got elevated actually.
Let's try not to get stiff armed today, Osman.
Yeah.
we love your story, love your fight and everything, but bro, do not get stiff armed.
Like, real quick, one thing I'd like to see today is I hope they get out to an early start, like a good start. Because looking at that stat you just showed about how bad the run defense is, if they can get up early, maybe Peterson will run the ball a little bit more in the second half, and they can just kind of like walk away with the game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at look at Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders has been on fire. Like, just give him more snaps, dude. 13.5 carries per game, dude. Like, you can get him at 20.
It's criminal what they've been doing to him this year. Cause
like beating a dead horse, asking to run the ball.
I mean, like we are that close to having a 1,000-yard rusher right now, and we really haven't been giving him. We've been giving him half the amount of carries that we should have been giving him all year. Like, just to think about the year that Miles Sanders really could have had, he could have been towards the top of the rushing leaderboards this year if we utilized him correctly.
And it's definitely about that ball control too. I mean, you guys look about how they played New Orleans, controlling that clock. It was a key factor to that victory that day. And I feel like if they go in there today with the same aspect, you know what I mean, you could chalk that one up as a W for us.
Yeah, shout out to my pops. You know, he's elderly, man. Sometimes some of these games don't keep his focus. I'm going to say that he's fallen asleep through a lot of games that Carson played. After the offense has been stale, like, I'm gonna go. Bro has been awake 2 straight games. We're going on 3 straight games, and my dad's actually gonna make it through the whole game. So I mean, that's tell you something.
Yeah.
I mean, from a dad's sleep meter, everything has changed, dude.
You can definitely see the juice pumping for sure.
And that's what I'm looking for today as well, man. Because like the last game, my brother came over, we watched the game, and it wasn't like the normal games between us watching. You know what I mean? It was just like, what the hell? We pulled off the victory. Okay, today I'm actually looking forward to going back and forth with him. And you know what I mean, with the spark that Jalen brings to the team right now, I'm actually looking to go ahead and talk my shit like I normally do. You know what I mean, I fell asleep at that last game. I admit.
Well, even while we won that game, like talking shit didn't even feel right almost. Like
no,
I did
it wasn't nothing to talk about. You're absolutely right.
Because you got the Dallas fans, and like I have a kid that I graduated high school with, and we stay in contact. He's a big time Cowboys fan, and we always go at it on the timeline during these games. But like it just felt like I gave him a little bit of shit, but it just felt wrong going in. I was like, we didn't earn that win. Like that was an ugly game through and through. Like I don't feel like I have the right to talk shit right now. They had Ben DiNucci out there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Ben DiNucci, but they got the other redhead in Mr. Dalton. I think, I mean, you have these kind of weapons. You should be able to, put up some big plays. But are you guys concerned about Andy Dalton? Do you think Andy Dalton provides some kind of threat?
I mean, Andy Dalton's a hit or miss, man. I mean, he's always been like that. Even when he was with Cincinnati, it's like you see him on TV, and it's like, what you're going to get out of Andy Dalton today? So.
Yeah,
it's a toss up. The only thing that I'm honestly worried about, and that the one thing that just kills us on the defense, is those slant routes. We got to shut that down. I mean, Amari Cooper kills us on that slant route. Darius Slay does his part, you know what I mean, and they stop that slant route. I think we definitely take control of this game.
Yeah, I think Dallas, the one thing that has really killed us in the past has been their slot receivers. I'm looking like I'm nervous about Michael Gallup today, man. I'm not gonna lie. And previous year, Coles Beasley has absolutely owned us. The Dallas slot receivers, they tend to have our number. So that's one thing I'm definitely looking at.
CeeDee Lamb's no joke, man.
No, he's not.
We shut them both down though, in Cooper and Lamb in the last game, and I talked about it earlier in the show. You know, Michael Jacquet came in that game and played really well for Darius Slay. So people, say it was such a close game, and it was. Our offense struggled, but for the fact that the defense stepped it up, we all know how Avonte Maddox was playing all year. He sucked. So just to see Michael Jacquet do so well, I think today, with him having Darius Slay as running mate, something we've talked about all year, having those two at 1 and 2, and then Nickel Roby-Coleman finally stepping it up, I think we can actually stand up with these guys. And that was one of the things that was concerning before the season started. These 3 receivers, holy hell. But thank God it's Andy Dalton, a quarterback. Talk about getting after him, but it's scary without Barnett and Sweat. But you got to get after him, man. One-dimensional. And love what Prime said about the sled.
I think we can still get after him. That Arizona game showed a lot on that defensive side. They
look
were
at their
very
injuries,
aggressive. And especially with Dalton not being as mobile as Kyler, I think we can get there a lot better. Sweat and Barnett being hurt, that's going to hurt us a little bit. But I think this is when you're going to start seeing Kayvon Wallace kind of being that hybrid safety, be in the box a little bit more as like a linebacker, DN, eggs kind of player. But just random thought, is this Jalen Hurts and Rager's first game where both of their parents will be in attendance too?
I think maybe.
I think probably.
With the situation, I mean, there's a possibility with the situations going on. I mean, I'm not really sure.
Oh, that would be in the press box, if anything.
Is Jordan Howard active today?
Yeah, he was actually elevated
got
the other
bumped
day
up.
as well.
Yeah, he got bumped up.
It'd be interesting.
Tim says he's been living in Cincy about 4 years, and he says, I think we will be able to work against Dalton. I think we should be putting in work against Dalton. Like, I think if he's a concern, like, we went against Aaron Rodgers. We went against, like, he's no Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But again, you can't downplay anyone when you were struggling against Ben DiNucci.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, they didn't struggle against Ben DiNucci, who was like throwing like Uncle Rico. He had this little whip throw.
Yeah, it sounds like they were they were hurt against them.
Michael Jacquet has really been stepping up though this year. I think his story is kind of similar to me to like the whole Cravon LeBlanc, how he kind of just emerged out of nowhere a few years ago, and like what we were decimated in the cornerback position, and then we had to turn to the practice squad, and a guy like Cravon LeBlanc was a guy who stepped up. I think we're kind of seeing a similar story playing out right now with Michael Jacquet.
I just want these guys that are becoming the spotlight to not just go 1 or 2 games. Damn it, keep going. Go 3, 4, 5. Give me a season. I don't want it to be a storyline that it's gonna, they're gonna close the books on in like 2 or 3 weeks. I want to hear about it, the remainder of the way. I was like that about Fulgham. I think we all were, and it's like, where the hell did the kid go? You know what I mean? But
I think that falls back on coaching.
Exactly. Is it him? Or is it the coaching? Because you want to go ahead and focus on guys that. Let me stop. I don't want to get started.
No, you're right, Brian.
You're right on
the coaching, because there should be no reason why Swartz had Nate Gary starting at linebacker when we got Alex Singleton, who low key has flashes of a young Clay Matthews, in my opinion. Line it up out there at linebacker. He should have been there from the start of the season. So it comes back to coaching a little bit on that one.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. On Clay Matthews.
So what? Matthews killing it, man. He's the best thing we got right now.
No, he's balled out.
He is balling. He is balling.
You know that play against Giants, the Giants game where he took on who was the running back for Giants that he mauled?
Freeman at the time?
Was that Freeman? Was that
Gallman?
Devontae Freeman?
I don't know.
He just took off. He just ran through Devontae Freeman and hit Daniel Jones on that one play. I was like, yeah, it was impressive.
And then Gail, serve me right, but does Alex Singleton have been a factor of the most turnovers on defense?
This could be true.
He's definitely been a part of them.
He's been a playmaker. It's much better than Nate Gary, that's for sure. I think today we need to see a huge game from Brandon Graham, though. That's something that obviously with those other guys out, you look at it. Brandon Graham, who knows what's going to happen with him? Hopefully a restructure, but you don't want to talk about things like that. But he's aging, and he's getting up there, and we've seen a lot from younger guys like Josh Sweat. So I think he's going to want to ball out today, and I'm excited about Brandon Graham. I had to mention him because these guys took Michael Jacquet, Jalen Reagor, Dallas Goedert, and I love it, dude. I think that these guys all should have a chance to really show what they've got. I think today's the perfect day to do it. So
I'm with you, Jimmy. Like, it's just the thing. Like, these guys always look forward to these games. They've been here long enough to know that Dallas is the game that we as a whole look forward to.
Yeah.
So they should be the ones that should be definitely stepping up and going after that quarterback, you know what I mean, and doing their thing. So I'm looking for a big game out of him and Fletch today. You know what I mean? Because this is the one game that they always look forward to.
And so let's take a moment to congratulate our man on his first Pro Bowl as well. I mean,
Well
deserved. My man's been absolutely balling out this year, and it's been overshadowed by all.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
That's good for him.
I mean, in one of his like last years as I'm not gonna say he's gonna be retired, but I'm just saying coming down one of his last years, and he finally makes the Pro Bowl. So I'm shout out to him, but also shout out to I believe is this Malcolm? Is this Malcolm? Malcolm in the middle.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Catching a vibe this morning. How you feeling?
He's got the 11 on
this morning.
He's got the 11 on.
He's got the 11 on. There it is. That's what's up.
All right, got it right. No matter
That's what's up.
starting or not, that's my guy.
So how you feeling, Malcolm? When you woke up today, did you say my Eagles are going to catch a dub?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dallas week.
Hell yeah.
No matter how the season going, to beat Dallas twice will send off 2020. Just so excited to get the dub today.
Hell yeah, man. It'll definitely be a step in the right direction for hopefully a completely different year next year. If we get the Dallas sweep, we're definitely moving in the right direction.
I love what Michael said earlier. You know, we could just only have 2 wins as long as it's against Dallas. That's how I grew up, you know.
Yeah.
Just beat Dallas.
A Dallas sweep means a lot, man. It really does. And I think we've got a good shot at it today. I mean, what are you expecting today? I'm honestly, I'm on the record. I'm not really expecting a close game today. I'm smelling an Eagles beatdown.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go on record.
Ev, we smelled a Eagles beatdown in the last one too.
This is Jalen Hurts. Don't you put that evil on me.
I'm gonna go on record. Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray both dropped 40 plus in Jerry World this season.
Yes.
So for me, again, if we can get off to an early start and mainly just keep our defense off the field. If you go back to that last game or even some of the stretches where the team was really bad, it's because the offense was going 3 and out or just couldn't get anything going, or like they did against Cleveland, they get all the way down to the 1 yard line and then fumble the ball or something like that. So if they can just keep the momentum going offensively, then we don't have to worry about the fact that, you know, we got, you know, half our secondary beat up, you know?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that you can control some drives, put together some long drives, like that's the wildest shit is I'm watching games. I'm sitting there like, yo, look at they're getting first down. This is amazing. Like should we have to even feel on this way? Like it's not normal for us to get first downs, but to see consistency, consistent drives. You're keeping other teams off the field.
I'm just glad our first possession is not a 3 and out no more.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And seeing that rhythm on the first drive, controlling the possession, taking some time off the clock. I mean, it's the first quarter, but just to see them on the field for a nice 7-minute stretch, a nice 13-play drive, like you could tell that they got the right juice that day. You know, they're coming out with the right foot in front.
It really is sad when you look back at it and think what this season could have been if we would have got our act together sooner. Because I don't know what the stat is, but we've probably faced a good 4 or 5 backup quarterbacks like Andy Dalton, Ben DiNucci, Taysom Hill, Nick Mullins. Like if we would have been halfway decent, we could have easily had, you know, good 10, 11 wins.
So, Michael, are you saying if we took Carson Wentz behind the shed a few games earlier, we could have already had this season in the bag?
Bro, we could have, bro. I'm already saying it. I said that prior to the show starting. I said if you played average.
Average. Yeah. Here's my thing, just to back up a second. I'm not a Carson hater, but I do feel like this team as constructed is better for Jalen Hurts than it is for Carson.
I agree.
Like 2 things can be true. It's not necessarily that it's all that Carson stinks. It's like, well, the O-line stinks and he can't be mobile enough to miss a lot of these sacks. And the coach don't like to run the ball. So it's like we got a struggling quarterback and new receivers, yet we still throw the ball 45 times a game. So like, again, he's not Tannehill, but if he was on Tennessee, he'd be doing better than he is in Philadelphia.
So based off what Michael is saying, do we take back the blame we've been giving Doug? Because the play calling looks like it's been the same. You just have a different person in the huddle now.
I don't think that you can, because I think it's a coach's job to adjust to his players. I think that you need to build a game plan that best fits the players that you have out on the field. I don't think he did that with Carson Wentz. I think he was trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. And I think that I agree that Jalen Hurts fits this offense better. I don't think that Doug Peterson was doing a lot to help Carson out this year.
Yeah, I think he's made the play calling easier, simpler. You know, he simplified things for Jalen Hurts, and he's played to his strengths. And look how well it's done. We've asked the question, why the hell didn't he do it for Carson? But maybe, you know, someone just mentioned that, you know, maybe Jalen Hurts just fits the system, you know, the RPOs, all that stuff. And I think he really does fit this system better. So it's kind of crazy. This is no knock on Carson Wentz. I still think he can be phenomenal, and there will be a competition. But, man, Jalen Hurts is just really good quarterback, and we can't deny that.
So going around the room here, do we have, and in the chat, do we have any hot takes today? Like some opinions. I mean, we just had a Gaz came in off the top rope.
That is very true. And Gail, if you remember draft night when we did draft Jalen Hurts, what was my biggest issue? the ball security for Jalen, fumbles. And so far in the 2 games, he's had, 3? Mm-hmm. So that if anything, ball security for Jalen is going to be a big one always for me.
Now, going from, you live in Oklahoma. You've seen tons of Jalen Hurts' games over the season. What in his game so far this season have you been most impressed with?
Honestly, the ball security would be the big one. Jalen has been a good passer. His number one target out here was CD for a minute. So, having a threat like that at OU helped him out a lot. But biggest thing was ball security. Yep. He fumbled the ball a lot at OU, even at Bama. But now with the season, he only has 3 fumbles. But with the amount of times he's been rushing, that is a good ratio I'll take compared to what Carson was giving us. So I would take, the lesser evil out of the 2 in a sense.
Right. I'm feeling that. That's the most impressive thing to me is just watching him be poised in the pocket. They said the one thing about him, he's never too high, he's never too low. He's in between. He definitely is kind of serious on game day, really focused. I don't know, man. I didn't think I'd feel this way. We're talking about all the drama by drafting a quarterback, but now we're here. Jalen's starting quarterback, and now we're like, dude. This guy could potentially get us in the playoffs, and we're depending on a rookie to do this. It's a weird space to be in right now.
Totally is. The outlook of the season has completely changed since day one, man. Completely.
But it's exciting. Like Evan, talk about that new quarterback energy. It's brought excitement to all of us. And we talked about, the last couple of weeks having that excitement, the unknown, because we knew what was going to happen to Carson, essentially. This offensive line. Somebody mentioned about him being able to just extend plays. Exactly. Like the dude does what we saw from Carson a few years ago. And maybe the ACL and back injuries are hindering him. But Jalen Hurts just has that talent, man. And the question was, can he throw the ball? Well, threw for 338 yards last week. I think he's shown he can do that. And this week he's going against a lesser defense. So let's go, baby. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong, man. I think he's, it's a flash in the pan. Dude, the Saints. Look, man, he went down 16-0. We talked about, I think the kid's doing pretty good so far.
Mm-hmm. If Carson is starting today, I'm not so sure if we're shooting a porno today, boys. I'm not sure if I'm getting those same vibes.
True.
I don't think the offense is that sexy with what we've seen from Carson this year. That would be a total box office bust.
What is your screen name? Is it Hollywood Hearn?
Yeah. I need something a little bit more creative than that for my porn name, though. I got to be honest.
Your parents come in the room like, Evan, it's time to move out, pal. Shout out to Evan. He's got a new apartment.
Closed on my first place. Looking forward to it. Moving in right before the Super Bowl. I got to get the TV up on the wall quickly.
This guy's grown up.
Congrats.
He's finally got over a 50-inch flat screen.
Yep.
He upgraded from a
37.
That's right. Come on, man.
Man, all the difference in the world. And you know what's crazy that I just thought about? I'm going to be in a rush to get into this apartment to get the TV up for the Super Bowl. I was in the same rush last year. This time last year, I was sitting at the top of Blue Mountain with a broken hip, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm right before the Super Bowl happened. And I remember them. I was going into rehab like day 4 of the hospital, and the Super Bowl was on that day. They're like, "Yeah, we want to keep you for another day." I was like, "You're out your goddamn mind if you think I'm staying in this hospital for the Super Bowl. I'm going home." Point me towards the front door. And so, I'm in the same sort of position, rushing to get to the Super Bowl.
So we're going to the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I'm not saying that. I wasn't saying that at all. I was just saying I got to have it up on the TV.
Is that your hot take for today?
Yo, let's not get ahead of ourselves. My hot take for today, I'm actually feeling a pick 6 from the Eagles. I'm feeling a pick 6, and I might even be feeling a special teams touchdown. I'm feeling I'm feeling a Rager punt return touchdown. I'm hoping that they take G Ward out of there, let Rager shine. I'm smelling some special team help today.
Hey, Matt,
are you saying pick 6 Darius Slay?
I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. We need to. I was actually, you know, we're like I thought pick 6, and you know where my mind first went today? Completely just unexpected. NRC. I could see NRC having a nice pick today.
Okay.
Take one from Lamb. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Malcolm, what's your hot take for today?
I'm gonna go what he said. I think Darius Slay get a pick 6 to seal the game.
Okay.
I think he gets his first pick today.
It's not bad. I mean, I'm feeling that. I know his wife would be proud.
Thank you, Mark.
Shout out to Jennifer. She definitely slays, and she does her thing on social media. Shout out to her. Prime, what's your hot take for today?
I'm gonna keep going with the trend. I'm thinking a pick 6, but I'm thinking it's gonna come from Alex Singleton. I think you know, Dalton's gonna go ahead and be Dalton and throw that ball somewhere that he shouldn't, and Alex is gonna be right there to grab it and take it all the way.
Now, let me ask you: do you have Nate Gary blocked right now for that prediction? Like, is he going to be okay with you saying that? Or
you put me on the spot. Yes, I did. I blocked him so he doesn't hear me say that. All right, still part of the White Snake.
My hot take for today is Deshaun Jackson he catches a bomb today, and lights up that secondary, and then you get
and then that's it. And then that's it. And then that's it. He's out for the rest of the game.
No, I think he's balling out. I think
dig it. The Deshaun Jackson farewell tour. I am here for it, guys. I am.
I listen. I'm a D-Jax fan too, man. It started, you know, and I would love to see him go out with a bang. So I'm with you, Gail. I would love to see him do his thing.
I'd love to see that also. I was actually at the game, I don't know, it was like maybe 15 years ago, the Monday night game where he caught the pass and dropped it right before the goal line.
I was just getting ready to mention that because me and my brother were at a bar watching that game together, back to back. We said we're going to go ahead and watch one TV. He's watching the other one. Did not turn around the whole time, except for halftime and at the end of the game. And then when that play happened, we're both looking at each other. He's like, "Oh, he scored. He didn't score a touchdown." I'm like, "No, he scored a touchdown. No, he didn't score a touchdown." And then this ass decided to drop the shit right before he got across the line. So yeah, that was a memorable game.
Shout out to Willie. He says Pro Bowler BG gets to the QB multiple times.
Shout out Willie.
Their offensive line is not anywhere where it used to be.
Yeah, they're banged up big time, dude. They're feeling it like we are, man. So,
and that's probably why you're seeing Zeke having the year that he's having this year as well. In addition to, you know, not having a legit starting quarterback.
And Mike McCarthy sucks too. So
fumbling isn't a result from the O-line. Fumbling is not a result.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Exactly. Zeke's just sucking it up. Got his money in.
No excuses, Roy. No excuses.
Cody Pollard, he's feeling the heat. Maybe he's feeling a little bit of Wentz action there. Mm-hmm. Dude, if I could, Willie throwing out BG there. You know, I mentioned BG earlier. I'm not gonna go with the regulars. You know, Reagor and Goddard, who I've mentioned. I think hopefully should have big games. But let's go with a little rando here for a hot take. How about Genard Avery finally getting a little playing time here? We've mentioned Joe Osman, Vinny Curry coming in and doing some things. Brandon Graham, yes, please step it up. But Genard Avery has shown flashes. We traded a 4th-round pick for the guy. I really think this is your chance, man, to come out, show up, dude. So my hot take is Genard Avery with 2 sacks today.
Love it.
Interesting. We had a resident Cowboy fan in here who says Cowboys 17, Eagles 41.
Wow.
I'm a Cowboys fan. So if that's a vibe, I've seen a lot of Cowboys YouTubers talking about Zeke being done.
I mean,
how do you feel about that? I mean, can you imagine, like, Zeke was on fire when he hit the league. Now the fact that I don't know. Like,
look at the parallels though between that conversation and the Carson conversation. Mm-hmm. I mean, like we're looking at it's the same exact thing to me. We were looking at Carson Wentz. He is the franchise guy. He's our franchise piece that we're building the entire team around. And I think that when we saw Dak Prescott not get paid, Zeke get paid, we kind of saw that out of Jerry Jones and what he was looking for in Zeke Elliott. And that he's going to be the franchise piece that they build around. And now that the fans are having that conversation about, you know, is Zeke beat? Is he busted? You know, we got to move on from Zeke. Feels like the exact same conversation we're having.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think Zeke is done. I think it's coming back from coaching. McCarthy's not playing to his traits, but as well, since the locker room kind of changed with his boy being hurt, that kind of probably affected him in a sense. The locker room vibe is not the same for him. So I don't think he's done. I still think he's a top elite running back.
He might be committed to Dak. You know what I mean? With the way they're treating Dak, who's to say that that's not reason why he's not playing to his potential?
Hell, when you're playing quarterback in a Wildcat now, that I'm tired of these 50 additional reps I got to take. Hey, give me my 20 to 30 and I'm good.
Yeah.
The interesting thing to me is like as much as we got issues, we got a quarterback controversy, we down on Howie, down on Doug, but you look at their team and it's like the quarterback's got his ankle broken or whatever it was, and are you going to franchise him? You got a new head coach that nobody seems to like that they said the team quit on a couple of weeks ago, like in year one. They got some major issues on that team as well.
Yeah.
But the best part about it was that we were just talking about their issues. Now we got to talk about issues amongst ourselves, and that's the frustrating. I was just good just being able to talk shit on them. Now we're getting to talk shit on. So it's like, that's what the fuck.
Yeah.
So, I mean, real talk going around the room. Are the Eagles making the playoffs? Start with you, Malcolm.
I think so. I think Carolina get the job done today.
Hell yeah.
Yo, you see how confident Malcolm said that?
They ain't got Scary Terry.
No
They
flinch.
got
hesitation.
Dwayne Haskins.
Uh-huh.
No, ain't nobody scared of Dwayne Haskins.
No.
All right. Okay. All right. I like the confidence. Prime. Eagles making the playoffs.
I woke up this morning with that confidence that, yes, we are going to make the playoffs because of the sparks that the kid has, because of the fact that when I found out that Dwayne Haskins, whatever, was starting for Washington, Giants going against Ravens right now, as you can see, are losing 27-6 now. So it looks like it's going our favor.
What's the Panthers? Are they playing right now?
27-6. The Ravens are beating the Giants. So that game is being taken care of. Carolina's going to do their part. And then it's going to come down to that matchup against Washington next week, where they might even flex that 2 horrible schedules. You know what I mean? But it's gonna mean something because that's going to be the division championship right there.
All right, Marcus.
Yeah, I got Jalen bringing a new spark. You got Alshon running routes, being explosive off the line, showing up out of nowhere. It looked like Jim Schwartz finally got some working on the defense because our defense now being aggressive that they've never shown this season. But with that, I guess, new quarterback energy we got, that can spark it. When you get done, my hot topic is who gets the playoff win first, Carson or Jalen?
Okay, we'll wait till that happens. Michael.
I'm going to say, unfortunately, yes. And I say that because I want us to beat Dallas, but I hate the idea of us going from a top 10 pick to like picking around 19 or 20 something, because like we got a lot of holes, and getting a top 10 talent is something we need. And part of me likes the idea of maybe seeing Hurts go into the playoffs and seeing what he could do. But then the other side is like, look, long term, we need the help. But the way that everything's set up, I think we'll win today. I think Washington loses, and then it's like that would be the most Eagle thing ever, to win a division that like nobody thought we should or could win.
They have that certain way about them, don't they? The Eagles, like every single year when we think we're out of it, somehow we find our way back into the conversation, and just when they think we're out, they pull us
right back in.
Yep.
They Eagles remind me of like how I was in high school and had to like do homework assignments. I would wait to the last minute for everything.
Relatable right there.
I got like 5 games to lose. I'm good. We'll make the playoffs the last game and make the fans sweat. And that's what, at the end of the day, we're just like, yo, can you just win in the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Can you beat the Bengals? Can you just beat the Bengals, bro? Like what? They can't even do that. And then
you were doing the same math I was doing, where I was looking. I was like, oh, I can miss this homework and totally still have a B in this class. It's the same shit that we're doing.
Yeah, like I can feel it, and then the average out to a C. I'm good.
Yeah.
But that would make a lot of the off-season questions even bigger. Like, how you fire Doug if he makes the playoffs all these different times.
Listen, that's exactly what I said. This kid is going to go ahead and ride this thing out. I'm with it because it's going to spark so much shit. It's not just going to be a quarterback controversy. You got a general manager that's in a hot seat. You got a coach that's in a hot seat.
Yep.
What's the decisions makers that they're going to be making there? You know what I mean? We're going to go into the draft. Are we going to really focus on wide receivers, or are we going to focus on defense? It's going to mess up the game completely. So that's the part where I'm just sitting back and I'm letting everybody speak on all this shit now. But it's going to be like the when I say the bomb is going to drop, it's going to drop on the all season.
No, it really is, because like as much as we talk about it, as much as we try and make up our minds about what we think is going to happen, there's going to be a big decision that ends up getting made this offseason. It's going to rock the world, and there's going to be a division within Philadelphia. There's going to be half the people are going to think that was the right move to make, and half the people are going to think that we are going to no man's land.
Yep.
But all we can do is take this one day at a time, man. One Sunday at a time.
That is it.
Oh, actually, hold on a second. You can handle it? All right. So, guys, I got good news. I just got off the phone. My boy, Matt Rule, I went to Temple. He was head coach there. He's telling me he's going to take care of business today. Carolina's going to take care of business with Washington. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. No, you can't come on the stream. We're gonna control our own destiny today, gentlemen.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yo, looking at we talk about destiny making the playoffs. That's the thing. Here's a look at the playoffs, how it's set up right now. You look at Green Bay, 11-3. Who we stuck with and held our own for a little bit. New Orleans Saints we beat. Seattle Seahawks again stuck in there and held in there for a little bit. Washington football team. It's not like they're juggernauts over here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who've gotten hot lately.
Oh yeah,
the Rams. These aren't juggernauts. So I mean, you're figuring if this team is out of all these teams, which teams concern you guys the most?
Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa's scary. I'm also scared by Green Bay as well. I mean, A-Rod's playing at a different level this year. He really is.
For me, it'd be Seattle just because we do horrible against mobile quarterbacks.
Seattle. Okay. So Michael is sleepless in Seattle. But again, I remember, Michael, you bring up the point about picking. What we're picking at the moment, we are currently 7th overall. I mean, you're right. You're right there in the sweet spot for Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, yeah.
That's exactly what I want.
Jamar Chase. I mean, that's a perfect opportunity to bring in. You talk about bringing in playmakers. If we're going to be a wide receiver factory, I think I would make that pick. I think you're not going to draft a linebacker.
We know that from past experience.
It's crazy to think that in the last 2 drafts we picked 4 wide receivers, and we're still talking about picking another wide receiver. It's insane.
We try and outsmart ourselves, and we try and think we get a guy that is this diamond in the rough, like a JJ Arcega-Whiteside. How did he fall to us when we could have just taken the obvious pick there, who's now one of the most elite wide receivers in the game?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also get to look at CeeDee Lamb today. For you CeeDee Lamb stands who or trade up. So the whole CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Reagor thing should be a thing on the timeline today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see it for sure.
I think it was nice to see Reagor get targeted heavily. Not heavily, but according to the beginning of the season, he had limited targets. So he got what? How many targets did he get last week? 7?
Who, Reagor?
Yeah.
He's a lot more involved.
I think he had 8, yeah.
I mean, you use them on bubble screens, jet sweeps. I think I need to see a jet sweep every game just to keep them honest. Why not?
Yeah.
It would be nice to see us utilize some of that speed that we thought we were gonna see showcase this season with Deshaun coming back and Quez finally looking good last week and Jalen being fast. Like, it'd be good if we could get 3 or 4 bombs today. Like, that'd be really nice.
How would you feel about this freaking guy?
Dallas sucks.
We have
Put him in the
speed
basket.
in both Rager and Quez Watkins. Would you be like? I would like to see some trickery today and send both those guys behind the quarterback, and you don't know which direction it's going to go on a jet sweep, something along those lines.
Yeah, I hate that we're saying in a week 16. We should have been doing that all year.
For sure.
What if Jalen goes to sign like Jalen, the Jalen special? Because Jalen Hurts ran the Philly special. He did.
Stop with
At
the-
Oklahoma, he did run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. He did.
He did run that play. He ran it.
The key is you got to go over to Doug and tell him to run it. Oh.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, you got to tell Doug. Exactly.
Can you imagine if every quarterback that we have runs the Philly special except for Wentz? How crazy that would be!
It's like,
Special for you.
Yeah. Hey, next time Wentz is out there, it's like, you think we could do a little Philly maybe? Just I could put my name on there.
Carson goes to Doug. He's like, "You want to do shitty?" Let's do it.
And then Carson
Yeah,
goes
I-
on the field and calls an audible.
Yeah, kill.
Well, look, fellas, I'm about to go start my shit talking because I'm getting bombarded here with a bunch of Cowboy fans.
Yeah, talk some shit for me, man.
So
Yeah, let them know they suck.
Yeah.
Tell your brother,
Without-
tell him to get my steak ready.
without a doubt.
Make sure it's seasoned.
Go Birds, you know what it is. We're going to end up with that W anyway. Going to be a lot of sad faces up in here.
Hell yeah, man.
I want to take a picture of all of them right now and then do it, before and after.
Yes. There you
Exactly.
go.
Especially in my brother, He's hesitant right now to get up on the screen.
What's he wearing? Is he got a jersey? He got the Zeke on? What's he doing?
He's got his shirt on, it looks like he's got who's that? That's your linebacker? What's that? Van Der Esch, yeah.
Too bad he's out.
Yeah, there you
Showing
go.
us
Well,
his
it's going to be a shame to get that off the screen, Prime. But
That's all right, man. I know how to take one for the team.
yeah,
I'll take
All
one
right.
for the team.
have a good
I'll
one,
talk to
man.
you guys. All right,
Thank you.
fellas.
Take it easy.
Dallas sucks.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna run too.
every family's not perfect. We all have members that have issues, and obviously, he's got one in his family.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yep.
I'm gonna run as well. I hear my kids getting restless in the background playing with all the Christmas toys.
Ah,
so
nice.
I will see you guys after the game.
Thanks
All
for
right,
hopping
man.
on,
Take
Mike.
care. Bye, Michael.
I'll talk to you, man.
Go
Take care.
Birds.
Go Bird.
Oh.
Anyone in my family like that, you'd be shunned. You'd be kicked out. It ain't happening here.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody in my family. It's literally all ego. When I hear people, I'm like, look, we're all different, so I'm not going to knock you for it. It's not like you get to choose it, but I don't know how I would deal with that. I don't even let people come in my house that are different. We'd be throwing some fists, dude. I don't think that would be good.
If my brother was a Cowboy fan, I would we were growing up as kids. I would put his hand in the hot water, and then while he's sleeping, I'd make him take his bed. Like I would do everything in my right mind to make him have the worst life possible.
Yes.
Yep.
My brother is a Dallas fan. The crazy thing about it, when we had Freddie Mitchell and McNabb, he was actually an Eagles fan.
What made him convert?
I don't know.
It's just one day he woke up. He's like, you know what? I'm a Dallas fan.
He was like, the Eagles aren't good anymore. I'm a Dallas fan.
That's sacrilege, man. It really is.
Mark says 100% with Jimmy, not allowed. Mark, shout out to Mark. He said he was going to send something in the mail. I don't know if I got it yet. I did receive a box with Eagles ornaments. I'm not sure if that was from you.
Nice.
But talk about these Christmas presents. Anybody get any good Eagles Christmas presents?
Eagles related, I didn't really get much. I mean, I'm in a transitional point in my life right now. I was thankful for just to get some pots and pans, some fucking silverware and whatnot. I got to get the place. If I can get some Eagle silverware, I guess that'd be pretty dope.
There you go.
Nah, nothing here. We're saving up for a wedding next year, so.
Ah, nice. Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Thanks, folks.
Congrats, man. Yeah.
It's like I'm a grown up now. I don't worry about Eagles fucking gear. I'm getting married though. All right, trying to figure.
Oh, nah, she spoils me. Like when we first started dating, she bought me an Eagles helmet. I got a Eagles lunchbox. I got a bunch of Eagles shirts, a whole bunch of Eagles gear, and that's all from her. But she the smart one, so she was like, "We need to save money for this wedding."
Me and Gail did virtually attend an Eagles wedding earlier this COVID season.
That's fantastic.
We ended up some people that came, Kelly and Mark, right? They ended up meeting at our tailgate, and lo and behold, they ended up getting married during the pandemic. Never would have met each other without a little 4J. Who knows? We're bringing people together.
You're trying to take credit for shit?
A little bit. We're kind of matchmakers here.
Yeah. Brian says he got an Eagles winter hat and Eagles cup.
Very
nice.
Fantastic.
Willie said not this year because he's like, I've been getting all my presents from 4th and John by winning these Eagles trivia. So shout out to him.
It would be weird being super hot for Christmas time because I know that's what's going on down in Australia for him. That's complete switch up.
Brian Flex, he says he got an Eagles lunch box as well. Shout out to Chris. I believe it's good. Yeah, Chris Hearn out here looking like Aaron Rodgers, not double.
Yeah.
Mustache is a big deal, man.
It is. It is. I'm just waiting for my Olivia Munn.
Why does Evan sound like Bill Burr?
Hey! I love Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, I've been following Bill Burr's career. I used to watch his stand-up so much in New York City that I could recite every single one of his jokes.
I wish I could recite some of his jokes right here, but this is a family show, so.
I would tell one, but I don't want to get people butthurt. But it was him and Patrice O'Neal, dude.
Did he get his start on Chappelle's show?
He didn't start there. He was on the show, yeah.
Yeah.
Early.
Been around a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Timothy in the chat. He says, "What's going on, fellas? It's Dallas Day.
Let's go.
Let's go."
Tim says he got an Eagles long sleeve tee. I got some Air Force Ones, midnight green. I didn't have to customize them, so I ordered them from Nike ID. So that was my gift.
Can I get something off my chest right here? I got a little bit of a confession. Listen, I've been a little bit behind on the wash. I was looking for some socks earlier today. I went digging. I'm wearing the Wentz wagon socks right now. Is that bad luck going into this game? The good old Wentz wagons.
Oh man, okay. Not bad.
Is that like? Am I putting bad juju on Jalen though? Is that a bad move?
I think Jalen's so confident that it doesn't really matter.
Okay, I appreciate that.
And he would hit you with like some coach cliche speak that it's like, I'm focused on the game, controlling the controllables. I can't control Evan's socks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it.
Let's see. Shout out to Brian again. He said Eagles win today. Redskins lose to set up a winner takes all next week, and the game will be flexed to 8:30. You heard it here first. Brian dropping that. That's a mic drop.
You got to talk into existence.
Yep. Hey, we've been saying that here. We wanted that new energy, that feeling to give us some hope here, and that's exactly what Jalen Hurts has brought us. So we're literally talking about the playoffs, whereas a few weeks ago everybody's like, I want this draft pick, I want that. It's like, look, man, you can't deny what you're seeing. This team is hungry, and we've been talking about they can win this division. It's very possible. So I'm with Brian. We've been saying it for weeks. Let's go, baby. Let's beat the Cowboys. It starts today with winning that game. Hopefully the Panthers win, and we control our own destiny, baby.
Like the situation that Brian's talking about, we had that scenario when we traveled down to Washington to watch our Eagles play, and it was like we're basically looking at the scoreboard and Chicago needing to win, and just being fired up. I mean, it's just like because you didn't go into that game knowing that they're going to make the playoffs, and here the scenario is like set up where the whole crowd is like watching the Bears game while watching the Eagles game.
Yep.
And then the Bears win, and everyone goes nuts, and then we partied in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's when you got the steaks, I believe, right?
No, that was the Cowboys game.
No, that was the Cowboys game.
Yeah. I'm gonna find that clip.
They gave us 6% chance to make the playoffs last year. The year before, everybody hitting it. Oh, look at the percent. I don't care. I don't. I don't. And you guys know I get pissed the last few weeks. It's like, I just want to root for my Eagles on Sunday. Don't tell me I should be rooting to lose. Someone said to me the other day, oh, well, we should just lose. It took everything in me to be like, if you don't have anything nice to say, like, you really going to say you want the Cowboys to win today?
Yeah, you got to leave your Eagles card at the door if you want Dallas to win today, man. Come on. Don't be talking about draft position today when we're going up against the Dallas Cowboys. I've never hated anything as much as I hate the Dallas Cowboys.
True.
I hate Dallas Cowboys more than I hate ex-girlfriends. Like, why would I ever want the Dallas Cowboys to succeed?
It's true.
Your ex-girlfriend's like, oh, maybe you still
thanks, Evan.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
So fuck them. No, I've always had Cowboy fans. I've been like growing up in Connecticut. There was no Patriots fans when I was growing up. It was all Cowboys fans and Giants fans. And then when I moved out of Connecticut, when the Patriots started becoming good, that's when the Patriots fans started showing up.
Really?
They jumped on the bandwagon.
We're a different breed, man. We don't go anywhere. Ever. That's the beautiful thing about being an Eagles fan. Like Michael said earlier, we could win 2 games in the season as long as it's against the Cowboys. Look, nobody wants to win just 2 games. We're obviously kidding here, but it's that joy you get for beating the Cowboys.
And I mean, we were just talking about the Patriots too. Yo, huge shout out to the Bills finally taking down and winning the AFC East, man. Like, it's about time we saw the baton get passed in that division. I was very happy to see that. While I'm an Eagles fan through and through, I will, whenever Eagles are kind of somewhat out of contention or in a different conference, I will root for the teams that haven't won before. The Bills, the Browns of this world, they got my support. They got strong fan bases.
Your boy Tony hit it on the nail right there. Cowboy fans have been quiet since '96.
Yep.
When they became fans, they grew up. I grew up around it. We all did. And you see it. They all were young. They became fans when they won some Super Bowls, and they don't even remember them, let alone ever to any kind of parade or anything in their lives. But, hey, That's fine. And then all of a sudden they haven't won in almost 25 years, and it's like, hey, where you at?
Yeah.
And they're funny, man.
Like living out here in Oklahoma, it sucks because Dallas is their regional team. So anywhere I see somebody with an Eagles state like jersey or something, I go out of my way to say what's up to them. Or like if I'm in a Starbucks line and I see that nice little Eagles license plate, hey, go ahead, I'm gonna pay for his food as well, and then keep it moving. It's just that type of level, man. It's when we see somebody in an enemy infested location, we gotta look out for each other.
100%,
anywhere, man. Love it. And in the same token, when you see Cowboys fans, you got to let them know, hey, you suck, just a little reminder.
Mr. Walker over here flexing, man. He's like getting married, credits right. He's like buying
credits right.
Meals. He's got the love of his life. Like, this guy is living the dream over here. Like, I'm proud of you, man. That's Eagle fans are 100% loyal. Says Mark.
No, I know one guy who's not a 100% loyal Eagles fan.
Expose him.
All right, so he's my first sergeant now, but he was an Eagles fan, and then he converted over to a Panthers fan. So I don't give him much slack because he's from North Carolina.
Okay.
But if you're an Eagles fan, you got to stay. You just can't switch over like that.
Yeah, that is a weird switch up. I've never heard Eagles to Panthers, but I mean, I'm not going to give him as much flack as I would if he stayed within the division.
I will. Once an Eagles fan, always. So if you were part of this and you somehow switched, you never belonged.
I got a nice little stat for you. No Cowboys players made the Pro Bowlers. Made the Pro Bowl this year. Since 1990, the Cowboys have had 1 4-12 season and 3 consecutive 5-11 finishes. After each one, they still had at least 1 Pro Bowl player, but the streak ends at 30.
Wow.
That's
huge. I was actually surprised to see the Eagles have 3 guys going. While I think that it is deserving, I think that all 3 of those guys have had a decent year this year on a bad team. I was still surprised to see that we had 3 guys going.
I thought Rick Lovato should have been in there, man. What's up?
Yeah.
Rick Lovato.
The long snapper.
Yeah, so Cam Johnson is playing. I've never been so excited for a punter to play.
Yeah. Kicker and punter lives matter, Gil.
Hey, he's the
Both
holder
good
too.
times.
That's what Gail's alluding to. I know it, and that was huge last week. You know,
My thing was, why didn't Carson hold last week?
he's $120 million, bro. He can't.
Could you imagine?
That pissed me off, Bill.
Yeah. Hey, you're right though. I mean, I guess he should be the guy out there. But I think they looked at Ertz's hands and just thought that he would be the most sure-handed guy there. That bad snap, that was on our boy Ricky though.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak into an existence, Will. He said, hope the Birds. Okay, we're going to scratch hope. We're going to go capital T. The Birds will ball out, especially. Fuck the Cowboys. But Skins and Giants can get it too. Go Birds.
Yes.
Mark was on that train.
Fuck them boys.
I think the thing that's made this season, you know, that we're still sitting here talking about the fact that we're still in the playoff. Thank God the other teams are so trash in this division. Giants, Cowboys, and Washington football team. They've thankfully dealt with, and I don't want to see anyone get hurt. So, you know, they've dealt with injuries though too. Now they get to see what we've dealt with the last 4 years. So, hey, dude, if we win this division, and we've talked about if Jalen Hurts is on fire, if we catch heat at the right time, we talked about Deshaun Jackson coming back, providing a little something. I do want to see Quez and Reagor, but if he can provide a deep threat, a veteran, let's go, baby. So we saw what he did when he came back. Everyone shut up real quick. So I'm excited, man. I really am excited for this game. If we win, Washington loses, it's in our hands, baby.
Hey, so what if Watkins' strip club escapades be a result of Washington losing bodies on game day for next week? Is the strip club the player of the week for us?
What was that?
Yeah, I mean, like I thought about that. I was like, yo, could a strip club be the reason that the Eagles make the playoffs? Like if there's somehow, you know, some players get sick.
Because think about it, with the NFL rule is whoever's in close contact. So if he comes back with a positive read and whoever's in close contact, that's the majority of their offense in a sense. They could almost have that same scenario with the Raiders had, where they didn't have an offensive lineman until game day because they were waiting for that quarantine sit-out period.
Yeah.
And they weren't allowed to practice or anything like that.
Why is Dwayne Haskins not in trouble? Like, why is he not with COVID right now?
They took away his wish because the Shield is not the same like the NBA.
It was weird to me. It was like, well, you make people like Des Bryant, all these things, even though he tested negative all the other times. It's like they're pulling people, but they're letting Dwayne Haskins play. It just seemed odd to me.
Because look who the owner is, Dan Snyder.
Yeah. Well, look what else they got away with. So, man, great point.
I mean, he got some dirt on some people.
Yeah, he does. Great point.
Like it's like, yo, how, like the fact that he got caught is just
yeah, that's the thing, man. Do your thing, but don't get caught, man.
It's not. He posted it.
Like imagine if like Carson was down at cheerleaders with his wife. Like imagine like that would like flip the whole season. Like Carson's at cheer clubs now. He's but
maybe a Bible study and they'd still.
We did get a photo of Dwayne Haskins with one of his position coaches. How did they in forecast? And like I mean, like at the end of the day, it's like you're leader of your football team. He needs to go to a strip club. That's what he was thinking about. He put the jeopardy of the team.
I mean, he's
his coach.
Yeah, and his coach
is
like
guys.
Literally just recovered from cancer.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, when you put it that way, that's
cool.
definitely not cool.
Everyone,
let's look at the leadership he had before him, though. Was his last head coach not chilling out front of bars, smoking joints, and hitting on young hotties? Was that not happening?
That's where he got it from.
Exactly.
But best believe when Ron came over to Washington, he told his players, read the room.
Yeah.
We're under a microscope this year for everything.
Yeah.
So
even down to their name. Yeah.
I saw a report they were thinking about cutting Haskins actually after that. So it's wild. They have to start him though, They don't have anything else.
Like I'm like, here you are, the strippers crop dusting right in your face. Throwing the dust could be a thing.
Yep.
and you boom. Like he's out here like, bro, like you got a what is that? A Nick Cannon do-rag on? Like, what?
Nick.
In the Nick Cannon do-rag, are you out here, like, having a ball? Like, Come on, man. Like you're the
How come?
starting quarter. You're the starting quarterback.
Gotta go glitter on your face. Sorry.
Glitter is the herpes of craft supplies, man. That shit never comes out.
Damn sure.
At the end of the day, though, the NFL need to come back, and I hate to say it, they need to mirror what the NBA did. Do a restriction list as far as locations they can go to, policies and all that stuff. Like, think about it. The NBA is the fun league right now. And it's to the point NFL players can't even wear their custom cleats on the field, except for the Just My Cause. That's the only time. Like, a lot of these players that have their personality on the field, don't let them be like robots or anything. But at the end of the day, they helped us out with that additional playoff spot, having 7 teams now in the playoffs, because that could low-key help us down the road. And then what is happening potentially now, if I heard sources, agree to a 17th game in the season. So
that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I'm down with
all about
it. Those are good in my book right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, another game. Everybody talks about the draft and this and that, but it's like, dude, I'm so depressed. Like, I enjoy the draft and everything more than most, but let's be real. When there's no Eagles games, how do we all want to die inside? So hopefully more than 2 weeks left.
I would put an incentive into it, a consolation playoff. The winning team get the number 1 pick.
Wow. That's an interesting format for sure. And
now you're getting,
and that would definitely shut up all the people that are out here saying lose for playoff positioning, you know?
Now you're getting double football. You're getting your regular playoffs.
Draft positioning, yeah.
And then you're getting your playoffs for draft position.
Yep.
Increase the amount of football, increase the revenue.
Yeah. The only thing is that, the Players Association is going to have a problem with that. They're not going to want to be going out there and killing themselves for something that ends up being something in consolation, I would like to say it.
Unless they increase the cap, but unfortunately with COVID, all these major leagues, they're going to take a big cap hit. Like for this upcoming season, Major League Baseball took a big cap hit, and that affected all the teams, especially being a Phillies fan. That hurt our roster because we need some pictures in our rotation. But that's a whole nother topic for another day.
We needed to sign JT is what we needed.
Justin Timberlake? Word?
Yeah.
Word. What time's the game start? 4:25?
Yeah.
25, yeah.
Well, yeah, 3:25 here because I'm Central. So
this guy's he's just flexing all day. Like,
no, I haven't really flexed.
He's like, I still got another day. I got another hour of daytime to my day.
I got Starbucks by my crib. Credits.
My wife waiting for me.
My wife my future wife bought me a PS5. I didn't even ask for it.
So
did you guys?
I got it, but she didn't buy it. The perks of living in Oklahoma, man. It's not a lot of people here.
Yeah, for sure. You don't got to go up against the scalpers. Those people were they were on a different level this year when their systems got dropped.
Oh my God, who you telling?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't opened it yet.
Oh, Gail,
what do you mean? Flex. Are you kidding me?
Santa didn't drop mine off.
Hold on a second. Gail's been talking about having this PS5 for weeks now. He's been flexing it. He hasn't taken it out of the box yet.
It's almost like I've been playing. I'm
just
weird like that.
Paperweight right now.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm weird like that. Like when I have a game that I'm finishing, I put all my energy. I'm playing Last of Us. Anyone have that? Last of Us 2?
You can transfer it to the 5.
Man,
I'm dead serious.
It's way out of my league right now. How do you do that?
You do a data transfer. You still got your 4, so all you gotta do is just plug up your 5, set it up, make sure they're both on the same Wi-Fi, and do a data transfer.
I know for my Xbox, like a lot of my stuff gets saved to the cloud. So if I were to like log into somebody else's Xbox on my account, all of my shit would be saved. I could just like pull it from the cloud.
So that sounds like Gail's about to hop off and set up his PS5.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I feel like really dumb right now, but I don't know. Shout out to Soko. Soko's back into the chat. This guy's doing daddy duties and he's doing the stream at the same time.
Yeah, man. Did the little children enjoy Christmas?
Dude, my youngest was like shaking and excited. Like she just turned 3, and it was like 4:50 in the morning, and she comes into our bed like,
Can we go down now? That's awesome. That's awesome.
We were like, yo, let your brother sleep, let him wake up on his own. And she laid there for like 3 minutes, and I could feel her like shaking the bed. That's how excited she was. So it was easily the best year we've had with the kids so far.
That's great, man.
But Willie, checking in.
Hey, the Thunder from down under.
Good morning. How are we all?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hope you all had a good and safe Christmas. I know it's a bit tough for you guys right now, but hope you're all doing well. So
you as well, Willie.
You as well. Are you guys on heavy lockdown? I know you were.
No, we haven't had a positive case in Melbourne in nearly 50 days. Oh, so I've lost count how many days it is now, but the only positive cases we've got in Melbourne are return travellers from overseas, so they're locked down in quarantine. But apart from that, we're all good at the minute. But I think there's cases in Sydney right now, so Sydney's in a bit of strife, but I'm all good in Melbourne, which is nice because it's been an absolute shit show this year, as you guys probably are aware.
Yeah.
So
must be nice.
That's a major flex.
To say the least.
I'm glad you're safe, man.
Are you?
Thanks, man.
How far is a flight to New Zealand? Because I know New Zealand's been handling it very well.
Yeah, they are. I've actually never been to New Zealand, believe it or not. But
Never been.
Never been. I know it's right there, but I've never been.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's 4 or 5 hours, but that's just off the top of my head. I'm not
I got you.
100% sure on that. So yeah,
Nice.
It's 14 from here to LA. So yeah,
14 hours. Damn.
to LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now it's at what time is it? 1 a.m. in the morning.
No, man, it's 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Okay, so this
All
is
right.
ridiculous.
That's a
Monday.
reasonable time. That's a reasonable
Yeah,
time. You're not in the middle of the
exactly.
night right now. Nice. You got to sleep.
No, it's a day off work. It's
Yeah.
good.
Very nice.
Ready
This
to
is
roll,
natural. This
baby.
is natural
Dallas
light.
week.
So you got a score prediction for us?
Man, I just want to get the win. Let's go. Because I said BJ's going to get 2 sacks, so one of those is going to cause be a fumble, touchdowns. Let's go 35-3.
Oh, yes, Willie. That's the
35,
energy I need right now.
Talk about-
35-3. Yes. That's a big
Man.
now. That we are in here with some good vibes.
You
Like
got
that
the
happens.
Sean Jackson jersey on?
Yeah.
Got D-Jacks
I-
on.
I
You
heard someone
said,
say
baby.
he's going to.
You
I heard
expecting a
someone
big
say
day?
he's going to catch a big bomb and put up
Very
6. I heard someone say that before. Was it you, Gail? He said he's going to
Just
get a TD
imagine.
today.
Could you imagine if Deshaun Jackson catches a TD and pulls a TO out, bro? Pulls it, goes out to the star.
Oh, that'd be
Just
awesome.
as a nice send off. How beautiful would that be?
Yeah,
He
I would love that. Absolutely
Or
love
hit
it.
him with
It's only right. It's only right. It's only
Mhm.
right.
with the end
Yeah,
zone
right.
stop
Elliot
and
Short
just
Park
gives
should be
him the-
writing a gang story afterwards if he did
Yeah.
that. So maybe
Yep.
we should calm
So-
down.
it sounds like the first play for Philly needs to be a play action bootleg to Deshaun going deep, like the murder in Washington.
Yep.
Yep.
Little Sean with the flapping into the end zone.
Like you know, sometimes when you start like forcing, like I don't know if it's I don't know if I'm having Eagles dreams, but I keep on seeing this like I'm starting to see like this playoff run in my dreams
Yeah.
recently.
You're
But I'm
having
like-
these visions, huh?
With like imagine if like D-Jax is healthy, right? And like the veterans are like balling and all the young guns are balling. The running game is like on fire.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm just saying, like not that it's gonna happen, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
imagine if they caught like lightning in a bottle. I mean
At the right time.
Imagine what the fan base would be like, dude. Like we went from like a butt ass season to like making it into the playoffs. Even if you catch fire in a bottle, even win one game in the playoffs, it would be like another storied season.
Exactly.
It's doable. A lot of these games are going to feel like neutral site locations, just having no fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imagine a D-Jack send off of a ring ceremony.
Jeez Louise.
I'm
That
just
would be
saying.
that would be awesome. Don't get me wrong, that would be awesome. But
I'm just saying,
yeah,
man, that'd be nice to send D-Jack off with with a ring in his hand.
Yeah.
But
Dare to
I mean,
dream.
yeah, exactly. I think we're keeping on dreaming with that one. When you look at the actual legit contenders in the playoffs, like I think the Eagles, they match up very well against some teams, especially just bringing in a fresh offense into these games, something that the teams haven't seen yet. But like if we were to go up against a team like the Chiefs, like this is a completely different game, man. The Chiefs are a scary team.
I know. As Master versus the Apprentice, though.
Yeah,
exactly.
Versus,
I'm not ruling anything out with this team, man. Like I said, if we catch lightning in the bottle at the right time, and it's kind of happened in the last couple of weeks, guys. If we get this line, if Matt Pryor can somehow change and get better, that'd be great. But Ertz is back. We have that 12 personnel rolling. We got Deshaun back. Maybe we'll have some bombs here. So Darius Slay, stay healthy. You never know what can happen. So I'm sticking to that too.
You know, it was wild from last week. Everyone was like feeling a certain way after an L. We were all like, "Did you see that game? Yeah, the passing was great. Yeah, we caught an L. You're like, yeah, but it's okay. But did you see Jalen Hurts play? I mean, he look, that was a wild thing. Like just seeing people like feeling at least a little bit happy about the performance.
We were happy post game after an L. That's unheard of.
It wasn't even that. It was the fact we almost had a chance of coming back and winning that one.
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, look at the Seahawks from 6 years ago now. They were 7-9, made it to the Super Bowl. Like, you never know.
You never know.
I mean, it's a weird vibe. I'm not gonna lie. This whole year has been weird. This whole football season, I didn't even think we'd make it this far. They persevered through a lot. I mean, Coach Peterson had COVID. A couple other players had COVID. They're still here. We went through a quarterback change. We went through some QB drama in the locker room. I mean, we've had Schefter breaking news about our Eagles quarterbacks. It's been a lot, dude. So, I mean, I feel like, we're here. Oh, Giants lost.
There we go.
Lost.
Now we need Carolina to do their part.
Here we go.
I mean, but obviously today is a playoff game.
Yeah, when you look, it totally is. It's do or die.
This is our wild card game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I got to roll, gentlemen. Let's run that ball. Let's get Rager Goddard going. Let's beat those Cowboys. I just want to shout out to all the Cowboys fans out there. Fuck Dallas. And to all the Eagles fans, let's get a little late Christmas present here. And as always, I love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys post game. Go Birds! Go Birds! Later, guys.
Thank you, Timothy.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Take it easy, man. Peace.
If one day there's like a report of Jimmy with a throat fracture, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, bruh.
Yeah, I saw Marcus preparing for that too. He's taking the earbuds out. He's like, I know what's coming right here. I know what's coming.
I mean, it's getting close to game time. Before we get out of here, why don't we just go around the room? Last word on the Birds. Who wants to start?
I'll go. I think this is a game for Jalen Hurts. Obviously, last week we saw, he goes over for 400 total yards. I think this is the week that we actually see a game where he gets to go over 400 yards and then add 4 touchdowns on top of it. So I'm going big this week. I'm telling you. So I think Jalen Hurts has a big game because Miles Sanders has a big game. I don't think that the touchdowns necessarily transition for Miles, but I think that we'll still see a big score game. I want the offense to keep rolling. I want the defense to be on shutdown. Maybe Dallas scores a late garbage time TD, but I'm going 41-20 Birds, baby.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's go with Malcolm in the middle.
I think it's going to be a blowout, 35-3. I think Carson comes in the fourth quarter.
What?
Love it.
Okay.
Wait, what? Carson comes in the fourth quarter. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
QB2.
QB2.
All right. I will go with Mr. Walker.
I think Jalen's going to show out. He's showed me a lot from the last 2 games. I think he's going to have a 380-yard rushing, 3 touchdowns. Defense is going to shut it down now. I'm going to go 49-35. Philly.
Whoa.
We got some high scores today, boys. High scores.
Look here. How about we go Willie?
Well, I initially went 35-3. I'm going fucking 49-3 now.
Hey!
So, you know, and that's going to be everyone contributing on offense, defense, maybe even special teams. Maybe a Jalen Reagor punt return touchdown. So everyone's going to play their role, and let's just beat the crap out of his team. And hopefully Washington loses. I was about to say Redskins. Hopefully Washington stuffs up and loses as well. So go Birds.
How about Hollywood Hearn over here?
There we go.
Eagles are bringing sexy back today, boys. We're shooting a porno. As I said at the top of the show, it's going to be a complete beatdown. It's going to be a humiliation, John. So I'm expecting a blowout today as well. Everybody has got their big scores. I'm going to throw one at you too. I'm going to say 35-10. Eagles win. I'm got 2 passing touchdown for Jalen Hurts. I got a rushing touchdown for Miles Sanders, rushing touchdown for Jalen Hurts as well, and a pick 6. We're going to completely control the game. 35-10. Go Birds.
Nice. I'm going to go. I think this offense explodes today. Hopefully, offense explodes today. I'm
no hopefully.
35-17. I think we're going to finally see the running game, a commitment to the running game a little bit more than last week. I think Miles Sanders finally gets 15 carries on the dot. I think he should have a big day today. I think Jalen Hurts again uses his legs effectively this week, and then we're going to have I'd say 2 touchdown passes, one to Deshaun Jackson. And I'll go 1 to Greg Ward. No, we'll go Jalen Reagor. So I'm feeling good, man. Overall,
feeling good.
I think everyone who stuck it out. Eagles football hasn't been exciting this whole season, but the last 3 weeks have been exciting. We got something to live for. We got something to root for. We're potentially watching QB 1A. QB1, QB. Some people are saying QB2. Some he's showing QB1, traits. But overall, hey, go check out the game with your family. Call your people. Let's get rah-rah. The game's about to begin. We will be recording after the game, so check in for the post-game pod. If you want to be on, let us know, and we'll get you guys on. But it'll be a victory pod. I'm speaking into existence.
Thank you guys for jumping on today. Thank you guys.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys soon. As always, fly, Eagles, fly.